What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the TSF Entertainment Channel. It's your boy Retro CG in the building with Miss Really BTV, who feels like
Where's
something's
the
missing.
intro? Why
I
we don't
told you I'm doing something a little different. Work with me over here. Work with me over here. We got Miss Really BTV in the house. She's ready to get the intro popping. She's ready to get the intro popping or whatever. We had Jack of George. He just kind of popped in, popped out, but he'll be back with us in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all with that intro, and we'll be right back with y'all. Welcome back to the TSF Entertainment Channel. It's your boy Retro CG in the building, joined by Miss Really BTV in the house.
What's up? What's up? Abby said she got her disconnect notices ready.
Abby is here. Thank goodness, Abby. We have missed you terribly over here on the TSF Entertainment Channel. We got a lot of notices for you to catch up on, from P Valley all the way over here to Raising Kanan. We got a lot of notices we need to send out. Tonight, we're talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. It's Season 2, Episode 206. It's just business, man. All right. What'd you think about the episode?
A lot.
There
was a lot in this episode. And I'm going to tell you the biggest thing for me, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the biggest thing for me in this episode, all last season, we kept asking, when and how did Kanan become this killer? When did he become, like, in season 1, he was bumbling. He was a bumbling fool, right? He made all these mistakes. Nothing he did ever turned out right. But in this episode, we saw that switch. We saw the switch, I think, this episode.
Joining the building, Mr. Jack of Jordans. What's up, brother?
What's going on? I was having some issues. Still ain't figured them out, but I'm here.
You're here, and we can hear you, so that's great.
We can hear you, so that's better than what we were doing before.
I know. No, I had to switch over to headphone mode, but I'm here.
We'll take that. So, what was your thoughts of the episode?
Predictable, but it was good.
Very predictable.
It was very predictable, but that's what we do. We kind of just try to predict, what's going on and what's going to happen. But overall, it was good. Yeah, overall, I think it was good.
I think one of the things with the fans is we see so far ahead in the writing, and we're able to kind of predict what's going to happen. So when we see those things happen, it kind of, I'm not going to say it's disappointing, but expected. So a lot of the things that we've been talking about in these last few reviews has been to be expected. So we got what we was looking for. So we'll go ahead and jump on into the episode. My thoughts of the episode. I thought it was a very good episode. I think it pieced a lot of things together that we had been looking for all along, particularly with Rock and her organization, with Warrell. With Warrell being in the organization, we've been kind of like kicking her in the head, like, Rock, when are you going to wise up and realize that this dude run a game on you? So I think she finally came to the realization this episode that, dude is setting you up. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she handles that. So the episode starts off with Rock. She having a company meeting down at the club. She's having a company meeting with all her workers.
A company meeting.
Maybe with her employees. Maybe she wants to discuss the new 401k plan,
Right.
Right.
She got all her workers.
All her people together, all her executives together, child.
Yeah, she got all her managers and her executive management team together. They having a company meeting. Basically, in this meeting, she tells them that, listen, I know that we got beef with these Italians. Listen, we're not going to fold on them. We're not going to let them run down on us, because if we let them run us out of Jersey, they're going to run us out of everywhere else we post up at. So we're going to have to deal with this situation. It's business as usual. Keep it pushing, keep it moving, and I'm going to deal with these Italians. Warrell always has this look of shame on his face, like he done something he had no business doing. He always wears this look. He wears it very well. And I can't see how anybody not look at him and just be suspicious of him. Look how he looks. He look like he done something
Mm-hmm.
he ain't
Definitely.
supposed to do. So Lulu, she also announces in the meeting that Kanan is getting ready to come back into the organization. He's going to play more of a role in the organization, and everybody pretty much needs to look out for him, show him the ropes, and all that good stuff. Lulu looks at Kanan and like, "Yo, you back into this?" And Kanan responds is like, "This is what we do." He's like, "No, this is what she do.
Right.
This ain't what you want to do. This is what she does." And so,
Let's not leave out that Marvin finally stepped up and said something about Newark, saying that he also think that it's a bad idea to
he finally agreed.
yeah, he finally agreed that he stepped up and he actually said something because
He
Lulu's been
finally
begging him
agreed.
to say something. Right, Lulu been like, "Hey, say something because this ain't it."
Warrell decides during the meeting that he wants to pull Rock to the side. Oh, let me rap to you. Like, what is the chain of command? Because I feel like you should be talking to Marvin and Lulu and not Rock. You just step to the boss and be like, "Yo, I need to rap to you about something." And she kind of look
Hey,
at,
that he had to go directly with her, to her with that one.
yeah, he did. He looks at her, and he starts backpedaling and making up all these. One thing about me and this. She's like, look, get to the point. And he's like, well, I'm loyal, and I work for you, but I got something I need to bring to you, and it's kind of heavy, so I don't know how to present it to you. She's like, just spit it out. He's like, well, Unique got to connect with these Italians. I ran with him for so many years, and I think that Unique owe you a favor from where I stand it. He owe you a favor, and he can facilitate this deal with you and the Italians. How convenient.
But if you, in my opinion, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, he kind of they tipped their hand because
I know where you're
Warrell
going
made
with
it
that.
seem like
Yep.
that Unique has had a relationship with the Italians for a minute, but then when she talks to Unique, Unique lets her know I hooked up with them when I was in jail.
I was gonna bring it up. I was
Oh
gonna
my
bring
bad.
it. I was gonna bring it up, but I'm glad you caught that too because I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing because the way he said it in this particular scene was he made it seem like that Unique has always had a working relationship or some type of dealings with the Italians. That's not the case. We knew from episode one that he just established that relationship with Marco because he saved dude from getting raped in jail or attacked in jail. And so yeah, Warrell is just he's getting sloppy. It's kind of hard when you lying on top of a lie, on top of another lie, but then when you ride in the middle and you lie to this person and you lie to that person, your lies catch up with you real quick. Like
Mm-hmm.
Marvin uses this opportunity to kind of ear hustle on what Warrell and Rock is talking about while he's talking to one of the workers at the club. I felt like, uh, well, he goes over to one of the workers at the club and asks about Tony Deep. I do not understand why Tony Deep is still on his mind. Episode 6, season 2. Like she's not showing up in.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, it's unfinished business, but I'm not invested in this storyline. These are parts of the story that they could just do without. These are things I would rather happen off camera.
Oh, I'm
The
not either.
things the things that happen off camera that we would like to see, and then there's things that happen on camera that we wish that we didn't see. This is something that we wish that we didn't see. If you want closure, just show us a scene where Marvin walks up to Tony Deep and put a bullet in her head and unalive her, and that's
I
it.
just don't understand this whole I don't understand why Marvin is obsessed. Why does he care? Like she didn't testify. She moved out of town. She's not at the club anymore. You don't have any dealings with her. I mean, I get it that maybe she's a loose end, but at this point, the DA's not gonna pick up anything after she done dropped her charges and say, "Oh no, I didn't do it. I didn't see it. I didn't say it." Like, leave her alone. Like it's unnecessary to me. It's just an
With a
unnecessary
guy
issue.
like with a guy like Marvin, he just can't help himself.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's probably why he ended up in trouble most of the time. He just can't help himself. He don't know how to make that right decision during those times, and this will end up catching up to him if he go ahead and if he kill her, it's gonna catch up with him probably.
Right.
It
I
has
think
to because it have to connect the dot with something else. Because if that's the case, why even bring it up?
I'm just tired of it. I mean, it's almost every episode is some here, like in the last 3 or 4 episodes. Well, actually, it's pretty much been every episode. There's been some type of inference to Tony Deep, and I'm like, we don't care. That lady living her best
Right.
life. What's up, Xavier? Uh, that lady living her best life. Let her go be a thought.
Yeah. It's this storyline, and it's something else that I said in my review. Is this, and what was it in my review that I was like, why do we like we
Burke,
don't care?
Burke,
Huh?
we tired of her too. We tired of her. I don't want
Who?
to see Detective Burke. We tired
Yeah,
of her.
that whole yeah, okay, yeah. It's this Burke thing, and it's this. Those two things, I don't. Why do we need them? I don't need them. I don't care. I don't. I mean, especially with Burke and the scene with Burke and her girlfriend. That whole scene was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that off camera, retro? I was like, I don't
Yep.
even understand this scene. What was the purpose?
Yeah. Just for them to tie in the fact that she's trying to get back with the girlfriend and they having an intimate moment or whatever. I don't
Nobody
know. I'm so
cares.
sick and tired of her. Nobody cares about her.
Nobody cares at all.
Detective Malcolm is down to a diner and he seems to be waiting for someone in this moment, even though we know who he's waiting for later on. But in this moment, it was unclear who he was waiting for because when we last saw him, he had met with Andrea. Andrea had told him about Detective Burke asking questions about. So my first thought was that he was actually here waiting for Burke because he seemed
No,
like
I
That's
he's
what
thought
I
he was
thought
dressed.
waiting
too.
for Kanan. I
Yeah,
thought he was waiting for Kanan.
no, I thought he was waiting for Bert. I thought he
No,
was
Yeah, I
waiting
thought he
for
was
waiting
waiting
for
for
Bert.
Kanan.
Bert.
Yeah, because he's dressed to go back to work and everything. So I said, well, maybe he's going to try to meet with her and try to smooth everything over and run a lie up to her or whatever and throw her off the trail. But in the next scene, they show him at the diner. It became clear who he was waiting for. So Rock concludes her meeting with her executive management team, and
Her executive board.
yeah, she had a board of directors meeting. So after she finished her board of directors, I'm glad Bert finally found some cat,
Xavier, funny.
and I'm asking for. No, she ain't found no business because she's still in everybody else's business.
Yeah,
She ain't
she's
found
still
no
in
business.
everybody else's business. She ain't
Yeah,
found no business
she ain't
yet.
found no business. She in everybody else's business. So Rock is having a conversation with Kanan as they're walking to the car. And she basically tells him, like, this is what you got to do. You got to corral the workers together. You got to keep morale high. You got to calm the agitations or whatever the case may be. And she's just pulling him in, pulling him in, pulling him in, pulling him in because she knows at this point she's lost control of him. So I feel like this whole banter that she's doing with him about bringing him back into the organization and he's a general and you're a leader and stuff, she's pandering to him. She's not necessarily really meaning what she says per se. She's trying to do all this in attempts to distract him from wanting to be around Howard and for him asking more questions about that. And as we can see, it's working because he's distracted by the lure back into the crime family. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to make sure that the pink people are included in the story, of course.
Is that what it is?
Burke calls in a favor and decides to go down here to the records department and pull Detective Howard's personnel records.
I don't understand why she is so obsessed. It is ridiculous.
And I'm like, you're asking around all throughout the department. You're having conversations with any and everyone that can listen to you in the department. Eventually, this is going to get back to Detective Howard. Parts of it is already getting back to him because you were interrogating.
He already back to him.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, the man is a veteran on the police force. He's celebrated, and he was wounded in the line of duty. So at the end of the day, he's got friends in the organization. He's not necessarily a full-on dirty cop. He may color outside the lines or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
we haven't seen anything to imply that he's a straight up dirty cop. Like you
Right.
said, he may cut outside the lines. He may get a little what's the word I'm looking for? He may get a little creative. But no, we haven't seen anything to make us feel like he's just a straight up criminal.
Right.
So in his personnel record, she discovers there's a gap between 1974 and 1976. It's 1975, the year Kanan was born. She learns that he was undercover. She was like, "Oh, I didn't know that he was undercover. Baby, that was before your time. You
And
just
he
got
need
on
to
the
tell
He
you,
force.
was
like,
supposed to know.
why do you need to
Right,
Why
know?
you
did he got
weren't
to tell
supposed
you
to
that?
know. That's the whole purpose of you being undercover. You weren't supposed to know. You just got here. You act like you're supposed to know this man's whole tenure
She
on the
irritating. When
police
can we kill
department.
her? Can we kill her now?
Abby,
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 is the
Abby,
disconnect notice ready for her?
Can we kill her?
send a
Like, can
priority
she get
mail.
like caught up in some type of drug dispute, like in the middle of a drug crossfire, and
Something.
she like catch a
Yeah,
stray or something?
yeah. Please send it with priority mail. Next day, delivery.
Not priority mail next
We're
day.
gonna express that.
we
We're
need
gonna
express.
express that.
Abby
We
said, "Yep, it's ready." All
we,
right, it's
we need
ready.
a courier. We need a
Send it,
process server to send that to her.
man.
Where Miss Honey at today?
They
Miss
gonna,
Honey said she was gonna mollywop her personally. We need to get her on up out of here.
Right. Yeah, Miss Honey was like, "Let me do that. I handle that myself."
she is irritating.
She's beyond irritated at this point. But she does discover a gap in his personnel record. What's up, Cupid Cute? Um, she does discover a gap, which is 1975, that he was undercover. And I think they even said that back in season one that he was undercover. That's how he met Rock. That's how he ended up coming into contact with Rock, or whatever the case may be. So we know that during that time, that's when they hooked up, and how Kanan came about. Yeah, she's got to go. I mean, she's just doing the most. She's doing the
And
absolute most. Detective,
booyah in broad daylight.
this poor little waitress tried to give Detective Howard some more coffee and take his order and whatnot. He was like, "Look, I'm finna go." He upset because at this point it's clear that he's been waiting for Kanan, and Kanan has once again stood him up. This is the second time that he's had
Hmm.
arrangements to meet up with Kanan, and Kanan is a no call, no show. So he's like trying to figure out what's going on. Have I lost it? Why is he avoiding me? Why is he ghosting me? So he's trying to figure out what's going on. He's confused. So he leaves, and Rock decides to take the crew on over to Unique's alteration shop, and Ricardo in there trying to clean up, put the place back together or whatever. He told me we close. Rock looked at him like, Ed. And
Right. Like,
so,
I don't even know why he wasted his breath.
right. To go
Unique is
shoot that phone.
hilarious.
Unique is hilarious. He's a funny
Yeah,
guy.
Unique is hilarious, man.
I have an issue with this scene right here, and it directs back to Warrior, who's at the edge of the door. He's standing by the door. He's just trying to be out of sight, out of mind. You know that the whole reason why y'all there is because of you. Because I feel like Unique knows too much about what's going on within the organization.
That's the other
Because
thing I said in my review too. That they tipped their hand because Unique know too much.
yeah, because
Unique know that Lulu, he know that there's tension between Rock and Lulu, and he went right for it. He
as
went he
Hmm.
went right for it.
soon as they
He know
walked in
that.
there, yep,
Yeah, he knew where to punch.
he's not directing any type of comments to Marvin. He instantly started in on Lulu. And I feel like he shouldn't know that Rock and Lulu have tension between each other right now, unless it's Warrell telling him. Because even Warrell knows that Lulu's not around. Because I think he said in an episode not too far back when him and Marvin was arguing about that money that came up short. He was saying something about Lulu don't come around
Right.
then.
He was like, Lulu don't show up. So they know that. Like Unique knows everything that's going on with them. He knows their business. He knows their whole business right now.
Yep. They cooked this up from the beginning, and it's very interesting
Absolutely.
how they're playing this because when they showed us that scene where Warrell showed up and told Unique that he was done with him, we actually thought that was the case. But obviously there was a
Nah, they had
obviously there
backstage
was a
conversation.
You
continuation
know
of that
what? I thought
conversation.
about that. I thought about that. I think, and I kind of wish they had showed this,
Hmm.
but I feel like they had that moment because they might have thought Warrell was being followed.
Exactly.
Like we don't trust him yet. Keep an eye on him and see what he's doing. So I feel like they staged that whole "I'm not messing with you anymore." Right? I feel like they staged that conversation. But I wish that maybe they had panned out to the street and showed that maybe Marvin was following him or something like that, so we would
Or
know. Oh,
Lulu or
or
somebody
maybe
was
they just
watching
putting on
him.
an act.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Juggernaut. Um, so yeah, they end up having a conversation. And Unique starts in on Lulu, of course. He's like, "Well, I don't understand. Like, it seems like your head ain't in the game no more, Lulu. And it seems like you don't want to be here. It's like I don't understand how you miss Warrell. Warrell's supposed to be dead. Like, I don't even understand how Buddy got his back turned
Right.
and you spray up the place. He got his head in between his old girl legs, and you miss."
Right.
And we said that. We said that last season when we reviewed that we didn't understand how he missed. I
How did
don't
he
think I don't think he missed on purpose. I really do
No.
believe that the gun did jam, as he said. But it was just crazy that he sprayed all those bullets and didn't hit the girl, didn't hit Warrell, didn't hit him in the shoulder, didn't hit him in the leg. I mean, yeah. And then, of course, Lulu's response to that, he tries to be cool and collective about it, but he's like, well, I guess it wasn't his time to go. But you see Rock, she's side-eyeing it. And one thing I do like about Rock, even though she be peeping game, she don't never put them on blast in front of
Yeah,
other
she
people.
keep it to herself.
She keep
Yeah.
it to
She
herself.
internalizes it. Yeah.
But you see she was processing that.
Oh, yeah, she was definitely thinking.
Yeah.
Thinking.
I'm just, Lulu is just to the point right now where he just, he keeps telling Rock this every episode over and over again that this ain't where he want to be. I think at this point, Rock is doing it to herself because she's forcing him to stay somewhere where he doesn't want to be. Just let the man go. And the crazy part about it is when she made the little comment when she was having her meeting with Kanan after the meeting, she was like, "Well, at least one man in this family is trying to be down or whatever the case may be. The person that you had on your team that was riding with you, you put a bullet in his head. The person that you had on your team that was riding for you and riding with you, and that was loyal, you put a bullet in his head."
But I'm gonna tell you what, this is the one thing that is consistent throughout all of the powers. There's always that one person in each power that in book one in the original power, it was Tasha who was like, why can't we stay in the game? And Ghost was trying to get out. And in book two, Mary J. Blige, her kids, they don't want to be in the business, and she's forcing them in the business. And now here with Raising Kanan, Lou is like, listen, you got Marvin. You don't need, and he even said that. He's like, Marvin is down. You don't need me. And she was like, I can't count on Marvin like I can count on you. But I think that's another reason why he's backing away, because he's telling her, what you wanted me for, I ain't down no more. I'm not down.
In Force, you had the son that was for the Irish mob. What was his name? Vic. Vic didn't want to be in the game no more. He wanted to run out with glory.
Right. So there's always that element
There's
of
always
somebody who's trying to get out. Yeah.
Yep, they got their foot halfway in and halfway out. And well, that's true, Xavier. Lou needs to grow a pair and either stay and thug it out or be a man and leave. Stop being scared of your little sister. Why are they so scared of Rock?
He loses his finances.
Just like we do. They know how crazy their sister is.
I don't even think it's like that.
They are.
I don't even think it's like that. They lose their finance. They lose their finances. I don't. If they lose Rock, they don't have any. They don't have the access to the money that they got in order to carry on about their life the way they carry on about their life right now. If you go strictly to the studio, he just had to ask Rock for some money not too long ago. So if you go to the studio, he ain't making no money no way, but at least he had access to ask her. And then he don't have nobody else. Who else do he got? He just could have ran off. He don't have any kids or anything like that. So this is his family, and this is what he stick with.
That part,
and the money ties it in.
I'm not going to disagree with that part. I do agree with that, but I also think that they're actually scared of her too. I really do think they're scared of her because
I think some element of fear there.
Yeah, there's an element of fear there because they know how crazy she is. They know that she'll do whatever, and she will kill whoever, including them. So as Rock is talking to them, Marlon mentions that, listen, I don't trust this Unique, and Rock was like, I don't trust him either. Neither this dude right here with this Caesar Palace jacket on. I don't trust him either, Warrell. And I'm like, I just don't understand how Warrell is walking around here with his hands in his pocket and thinking that he ain't gonna be touched.
Oh, his day's numbered.
On pins and needles every moment.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't either. I don't understand how they think they got away with this.
Yeah.
And Rock told him when they was down at Coney Island. Rock said, "Y'all planned this from the beginning. I got it. Like I peep it now. Like I see." Y'all set me up from the beginning. Okay, cool. But she let him know this ain't the end. You got me now, but I'm not done.
And I'm not done with you. But here, before we go to this next scene, I guess I'm gonna go back to this. Here's well, I'll save it for later. I'll save it for later. Freak it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Who do you think is gonna take him out? Do you think Unique is gonna take him out? Because I feel like Unique is using them too. I feel like
I
Unique
feel
is
like
using
Unique gonna
them
take
too.
him out. You said this.
Yeah,
Say this off camera. I feel like Unique gonna take him out.
I feel like
Say this
Unique is
last night.
using them to
Mm-hmm.
get back to where he need to be. Because at this point, Warrell's becoming kind of
Useless.
unuseful. Yeah, he is.
He has no
Because
purpose now at this point.
yeah, because they don't trust him, so they're not gonna throw nothing else his way. Unique has already gotten what he needed to get out of him, and that's back in the game. So at this point, he's just kind of dead weight. So it's
Yep.
going to be very interesting to
Yeah,
see.
because he assuming that conversation was real, assuming that Warrell really was like, I'm not fucking with you no more, I'm flipping sides, and he was able to convince him, then yeah, he don't trust Warrell either. And I could see him absolutely going after Warrell. I could
Yeah,
absolutely see that. Assuming that was a real conversation, and like you said, we didn't see what happened afterwards, or we didn't see the reconciliation or how they came back around to it. But the fact that Warrell would even leave him when he was at his lowest, yeah, he don't trust him either. So I could see that because he got what he wanted. He don't need Warrell anymore.
right.
Nobody does.
He's disposable. He's disposable at this point.
So I can see him being on up out of her on next week. I can see next week
Okay,
him.
Abby, put him down. Schedule his disconnect notice for next week. Schedule him for
Please
next
do.
week. I got somebody else
typing it
for
up
me to
now.
schedule for next week, but schedule him for next week.
She already typing it up. She said she
She
typing
getting
it
it
up
ready.
already. Yeah, she getting it ready. So yeah, I can see him on up out of her. Jukebox. Oh, Laverne. Laverne
Jukebox so
Key.
pretty.
She
Yeah,
does.
Rock's older than Lou, right?
Yeah, Rock is older than all of them.
So
She's
Rock's
older
the
than,
oldest, then
no,
Melvin. I
Marvin
know
is the
Lou's the
oldest.
baby.
Marv
Marvin
is the oldest.
Yeah,
Marvin's
Marvin's the oldest. Rock's in the middle. She's just the only girl.
And
Yeah.
Lou,
They said
yeah,
that last year
and,
that Lou was the baby. Yeah, Lou's the youngest.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what the age gap is between Marvin and Rock. They seem to be closer in age, maybe a year or two, somewhere along that. Jukebox is down at the department store with her mother, trying on dresses. Her mom, made a little comment. We've already predicted this. We've already talked about this. We've already saw this from a mile away. That mama was going to try to rearrange her and flip her and change her. And she's doing this that she was unwilling to do with Nicole, and she loved her.
I said
She
that.
didn't even want to do that with Nicole.
I said that.
But I feel like the only reason why she's going through it, because you can see it in her mannerisms, you can see it with the expression all over, is written all over your face. It's written all over her face that she really ain't feeling this whole dress situation, because her mama makes a comment about no more of these work boots and sweatshirts for you. A young lady needs to dress like a young lady. Now you look like my daughter and all this stuff. It's kind of going in one ear and out the other, but Jukebox is filing that away for a rainy day. And she's putting on all these dresses, and she had another dress for her to try on. She was like, "Is that
I think
it?"
she's so desperate for love.
I was just about to get ready to say that. She's desperate
so
for love from
and
her
that's
parents.
the difference with Nicole. She's desperate for the love of her mother, and so she is willing. And I think just what we sort of predicted. I don't think it's going to be the church now. I think it's going to be her mother that rejects her when she finds out that she's gay. I think it's going to be her mother, and I think that's what's going to be that last piece that's going to push. That's going to turn her into the Jukebox we met on Power.
The sexuality part of it is going to be part of it, but I think it's her overall lifestyle, and I'm gonna get to that in a second.
Oh yeah.
So Marvin is at his anger management class, and I don't know if he's actually actually taking this serious or he's just pacifying the therapist.
I think he's taking it serious.
I think it's a combination of both.
I think it's a combination
of both. Yeah, I'll go with that.
But I'm not interested in this storyline either. We know that Marvin has an anger problem, and we've seen enough of him going to this anger management class to get that he's getting something from it. But every week, y'all don't have to show us every week that he's at this session. I'm not interested in this love connection between him and Renee. I don't feel like there's chemistry. I feel like there may be
an
attraction, but I don't feel like they are a couple that we're invested in wanting to see grow. I could do without this storyline too. At least in this season, I could do without it.
What he say? I was gonna beat. What he say? I get to a point where I want to beat somebody ass. He pointed to a man. Was like, "See, you know."
You know, because it was you.
It was
It was
like
you
you
that was
know.
going to get these hands. It was you. Right.
Hey, my man sitting there just smiling like, yeah, well.
Miss Sharon, you are right, Miss Sharon. She is enjoying her mama. She is enjoying her mama, but I think it's more so a fantasy. I think she's clouded by the lure of my mom is in my life now. But really it's not what she's bargaining for.
She
It's
can't
going to
be
turn out
herself.
to be more than what she bargained for.
She can't be
It's
herself
almost
right
kind of
now.
like, I should have left well enough alone. That's what it's going to turn out to be. But in this moment, you're right, Miss Sharon. She is enjoying her mama. Okay, JQ says they love all the storylines. Okay. All right. So Marvin is participating. And so Renee is happy that he's actually sharing and he's participating in the class. So she shots him out like, you did a good job today, Marvin, or whatever, whatever. Jukebox and her mom are leaving the department store. Where is Kenya getting all this money from? Because they said she was volunteering at the church. I mean, even if she was working at the church, she's not getting six figures from working at the church. But they had Lloyd Taylor.
I said the same. Oh my God! I said the same thing in my review. I
Listen,
said,
they're
said,
hiding their
the
swords.
mama, I said, Kenya got some money. Now we have not seen what she does for a living, but we know she got a nice little apartment in Harlem, and she is spending some change on jukebox. That she could be cleaning out her savings account, or she got a little change. Now where it's coming from and what it is, I don't know. But like
So
I told y'all,
are you alluding to you think they paid her to stay away?
yeah,
I think so too. Because I was going to say that because Marvin knew exactly where to go and
he knew
find her.
exactly where to find her. And I'm gonna be honest too. I think she knew exactly where Jukebox was. I don't think it's a surprise. We said that last week. She knew exactly where Juke was.
Or had been following up or had been keeping up with tabs on her.
I definitely know what was going on because the singing, yeah, this is my daughter. She can sing and all that type of stuff. So she definitely got an idea of what's been going on.
Oh, that's not a bad idea, Xavier. You might have a point with that. Maybe she's getting residuals from being in the music industry.
But they never gave us any indication that she was successful.
Or had any music that was out. Yeah. She get money from somebody.
Something.
Hey, she probably had a Bloomingdale's and a Lloyd Taylor credit card. She had some because both of them had bags from the stores. They had nowhere to shop down them stores too. Jukebox had her some bags, and the mama had her some bags too. They out shopping.
they was shopping. Like they had real. They was shopping.
So Twin rolls up on Jukebox. He's like, yo, Jukebox.
Where you been?
Where you been? And Twin was like, yo, what's up? And the mama was like, Twin was the was part of the crew that she was running with, the Low Life, the crew that they were running with last season, where she was stealing. Remember when she was doing the stealing off of the back of the trucks stuff? And he had never seen Jukebox dressed as a girl. What's up, JOJ? I mean, Juggernaut of Souls. Welcome.
What's good, family? What's good? What's good?
Juggy.
What's good, y'all? Trying to pop in with the fam. What's good, chat?
So he's like, yo, where you been? And she's like, I've been around. And he was like, yo, what's up with them bags? You buying your stuff now? So
right.
He kind of tipped
the mom.
What
type of comment is that to make?
Yeah, he was cussing and everything. Even after she said, "I'm Laverne's mother," Laverne, he was like, "Laverne, who the hell is Laverne?" I was like, "You still cussing?"
He threw her all up under the. He threw her all up under the bus in front of her mama.
Put all her business on blast.
Right.
Put all her business on blast. Basically, you just told that girl mama that y'all stealing.
Right, y'all out here stealing.
And so he pays her a compliment about how good she looked in her clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
and
he did.
She seemed to have received it well. I don't think it's enough for her to cross over to the other side, but She
Yeah,
did.
I said this. I said the same thing in my review. I was like, she definitely appreciated the compliment, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah. She liked that compliment. She kind of liked the attention that she was getting, and I felt the same way about the little boy that was flirting with her in church last week. You know,
Yeah.
she appreciated the compliment. But nah, I don't think that she's.
He
Then
said,
again,
"Nah."
she might, she might. You guys think that the cop that Juke saved last season is going to come back and arrest her in front of her mother? No, that was a security
No,
guard.
I think
That was
that's
a security guard.
that storyline's done. Yeah, that
Yeah, that
That's
was a
good.
security guard. He worked at the store. No, matter of fact, they gave us closure on that too because remember when she went back to steal the jacket, he caught
and he
her.
let her go.
They let
Yeah.
her
And he
go.
remembered that she saved him. He was like, "Okay, we even now. You take this jacket, don't come back no more." And she hadn't been
Yeah,
back.
that's what, yeah, I think that's a wrap. That video's
Yeah,
I mean, that situation, I think that yeah.
yeah, that's a wrap. All right. So they're down at Coney Island, and Rock had already asked Lulu to set up a meeting with the Italians to kind of figure out what they're gonna do about this situation that they got. And so Unique was supposed to join them with the meeting. He was supposed to go to the meeting with them,
Exactly.
but he pulled a fast one on
It's for
them.
the
This
carpool.
fool pulled up in the
They were
limo
supposed to
with him.
carpool. He pulled up in the car with the Italians,
Right. Pulled up in the limo with him.
and we know that this
He
is
making
fake love.
moves.
We know this is fake love from last week's episode when the other Italian was so disrespectful and derogatory towards blacks. So all this fake love that Sammy is giving Unique, he's a prince among kings and all this, a king among princes or whatever he is. Oh, he's a friend of the family and all that. We know that's just bullshit. We know that
No,
ain't.
I think he means it because again, remember, people see past color when there's money to be made. You know what I mean? So I think he
And the
means
fact that
it,
he saved
but
his son.
I don't think that I think he'll turn on him as fast as a New
Oh
York
yeah,
business. I
don't
don't
get
think
it
there's
twisted
any.
for a second. He
He's
Yeah,
most
I don't think there's
still a
any
definitely whack his
loyalty there,
He's
but I
still
think
a
he
movie.
means it though.
Yeah, he'll definitely whack his ass.
Yep. He's still a
Absolutely.
movie. So they have a conversation, and Samuel like, "Yo, come on, step over here for a minute. Let me talk." And he told Unique to come on too. So they over there talking about, listen, I'm willing to shave some points off of the interest that I'm going to charge you for dealing in New Jersey. However, what's non-negotiable about this situation
Savannah
is
facts.
Unique is going to have to be the one that run this operation. I trust him, and if Unique ain't run this operation, it's a no-go. Yeah,
I think that's why they got in the limo to have that conversation.
Yep.
He had to meet with them first. He had to get something out of it.
Yep.
Bye bye, Warrior.
Yep, you're right. Bye bye, Warrior.
Bye bye.
We don't need you anymore, sir. We don't need you anymore.
On either side. On either side.
Yeah.
I just
Right.
Definitely.
You're right. You're dispensable to either side, which means the disconnect notice is ready for you.
It's probably been sent twice. It's probably been sent twice. It's going to be who gets to him first. It's going to be one of those situations. It's going to be like how they were with
and Lulu might double back and make that happen.
Yeah.
I said Lou is going to kill him.
You know what? You might be right about that because they picking at him about missing his shot the first time. He might batter up him a second go round. So I feel you on that.
Yeah. He missed the first swing. He probably ain't going to miss the second one.
Marvin moving. I like the way Marvin moves. Because Marvin is sitting there, having a conversation with them about, hey, yo, y'all live out in Jersey. Y'all seen Eddie Murphy house? I bet that joint is big.
Marvin is so ignorant.
And so, come to find out, the son that Unique saved in jail, I think it's Marco or Marcelo, something like that. Lives in Westchester in the same neighborhood that Tony Deep lives in. So Marvin's like, okay, I know how I'm gonna get to you now. So somehow, some way, Marvin and old dude gonna connect, and Marvin gonna use old dude to take out Tony Deep. That's basically what's gonna happen in the story. And let that beat it, please. Abby has sent more disconnection notices. Great, priority mail, please. We need them gone next week.
Make sure you send them certified so when they sign off on them, it can be disconnected instantly.
You know what? Warrell was smart enough to get out the first time. I don't think he's gonna make it a second go round.
Nah,
Mm-mm.
nah.
I don't think he's gonna make it a second go round. He ain't gonna make it. Somebody did say though that he is the Dre of this series. We thought it was
No, he ain't
we
that
thought it was
bad.
Clown. He might be the Dre of this series though. He might be
He
the
ain't
Dre
that bad.
because Dre was
Dre
the
was
same way.
terrible.
Dre was the same way. How many times they tried to take out Dre? And how many
Dre was
times did
terrible.
Dre cross? He was riding both. He was working with Kanan. He was working with Ghost. He was working with the Jimenez. So he may be the Dre of this season.
No,
He
but
might
Dre
be.
was a snake though.
And Warrior ain't.
I'm about to say Warella's a snake too.
I think
Shoot.
Warrell is a snake, but I think Warrell is kind of like he's not as bad as Dre though. Dre is terrible. I would
Yeah,
have Dre killed immediately.
Dre was he was blatantly obvious with his. Dre was
Yeah.
blatantly obvious with his. He would stab you in the back first chance he get. We saw that on camera. The way Warrior's moving is he moves in silence, which makes him even a more dangerous threat, is because you don't see his intentions. He tries to smile in your face and be your friend and look out for you, and I'm loyal to you. Them the worst ones. And it's like Rock told him, like them the ones you got to watch the most because the person that's screaming and hollering they loyal in your face is the one that's running down on you.
But Rock
Rock
already know
snatched up
that though.
Unique real quick before he joins the Italians back because they already invited him to go get some pizza. And Rock was like, "Look, I know what you did." She's like, "I know you and Warrell been running game on me from day one. You might got this, but don't forget that this war far from over. So you might be on weasel your way into
Yeah,
working with me,
yeah.
but don't think I'm gonna let this shit slide because I'm gonna get you."
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
Unique was
Don't
like,
see.
I hit you with the walk on 3-pointer though. I just hit the buzzer beater on you.
Yep.
God,
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, but it wasn't game 7.
it wasn't game 7. It definitely wasn't game 7. It might have been game 6, but it definitely wasn't game 7.
Yeah, we
Keep
we
it
we
cute.
coming back to play another game. You
Right,
won this one, but you didn't win the series, bro.
right.
No,
You
that
know,
was
Right.
that was a game 2 buzzer beater. That's what that was.
right.
Okay, yeah, that's what that was. Yeah,
We
you
ain't
got
finished
that game
playing
too.
yet.
You know when the
Right.
people get a little happy and they start celebrating a little too early. That's when
Yeah.
Brock trying to let them know,
Yep.
like,
Because they
don't
won the
don't
away game
don't pull
real
out the
quick.
champagne yet.
You won the
Uh,
away game, but we got you.
yes,
Right.
keep it cute. We are glad that Abby has returned back to work. She's been on a leave of absence.
I know. Abby been, yeah, we got her back.
These
We got her back.
disconnection notices ain't been getting sent out fast enough.
And they've been piling up. That's why Derek's still alive over at P Valley right now because Abby ain't been around to send his notice.
Right.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Abby left us hanging. Abby left us hanging.
You know what? I said that too. That that son looks a little like he could be mixed. You know,
Who?
the son. You know, he's real light skinned.
What son?
The Italian Sammy's son, Marco.
Oh, well.
I ain't paying no mind, honestly.
I'm about to say I ain't looked that close, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, Xavier, he was a
I'm gonna
snake.
have to disagree, Xavier. I'm gonna have to
He was
disagree
a
because
snake.
they showed us from day one he was working with Kanan. Because remember when Kanan called him up to go pick out pink sneakers before Ghost got to him? He been right in the middle from day one.
I'm
So
about to say, yeah,
this
no,
was
I
before he
can't feel
even
the
hooked
Dre.
up with Ghost. This was before
But
he hooked
but
up.
people like Warrell and Dre, they like roll with the winning team, because they're never going to be leaders. So
True.
that's so unfortunately this is the way that it is. Warrell saw an opportunity because Unique was locked up. He had to figure out some way to eat. He got tired of getting his head knocked on them corners, so he had to figure out some way to eat.
Yeah,
Unique at
because
that
the
point was
police was
done.
rolling up on him. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Right, and Unique at that point was done. Nobody wanted to touch him because he just got, which I find I because now the Italians want to work with him, but nobody wanted to touch him because of the situation with the cop, because the situation you got knocked for possibly shooting the cop, which they also said that wasn't over. So Warrell didn't have a choice. Like Unique is kind of working with Rock because he don't have a choice. So I think like with situations like that, because they're never going to be leaders, people like Warrell and Dre, they just exist.
But look where he was working at though. So He's working in New Jersey too. So I feel like that's the only reason why the Italians is working with him. He's out of the
Oh
state of
yeah,
New York.
yeah.
So that's why they got him. And I think that's why Unique pretty much requested that I run this Jersey operation because he know he can't move in these streets in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So he got to get up out of town himself. Which I felt like that was the truth when he said that. I feel like there was parts of what he was saying when he had kidnapped Josefina or Julia. I felt like there were parts of what he was saying that was true, and there were other parts that he was just kind of running game on them. And I felt like that part where he said that, "Look, I'm done in these streets of New York. I'm hot." So that's why he out of town working.
Right.
The bag boy, the bag man, Kanan, rolls up to the trap house.
Duffel bag boy.
Duffel bag boy Kanan rolls up to the trap to pick up a brown
Little
paper
duffel
sack
bag boy.
Mm-hmm.
to take down to the bodega. Again, we still moving our money over here to the bodega. That just irritates me still that we moving our money. Come on, family, we need to move our vault somewhere else.
Come on, y'all still sending the shmoney over the bodega.
Y'all sending the Skrilla over to the bodega still.
Still sending that shit over there.
No, move our money somewhere else. So Kanan gets over here to the trap, and he gets ready to move the money. And he's like, "What's in the bag, dude? You know what's up in this bag. What else would you be taking to the bodega?" He's like, "Well, what's in the bag?" He's like, "Listen, man, don't be asking me all these questions and stuff. Your job is the bag.
You the duffel bag boy. That's
You
it.
pick
You don't
up
ask
and
no
you
questions.
deliver. That's
You a
it.
runner.
That's it." And then he goes, "Well, you gonna poke his little chest out, poke it out. Well, Mama said I'm supposed to be learning everything." He's like, "I am teaching you, nigga. Take this bag over to the bodega and stop asking all these questions."
Here's where I got frustrated though, and
I need one of the brown paper bags too.
I'll let you finish, but
go ahead, Ma. Go ahead.
No, because I'm moving ahead. I'm moving ahead. So go ahead and get through once you get past the robbery.
So Kanan be on his way. He puts his brown paper bag in his backpack, and he's off to the bodega. Him and the old goofy ass Famous
cornball ass
are walking down to the bodega. And what happened? Freddie rolled up on him. He put a glizzy out. He robbed Famous for his gold-plated chain. I felt like y'all should have known that it was a fake chain that Famous was robbing anyway. But
he told him it was fake.
Yeah,
he told him. He was like, "You know that's fake." And even Famous said, "This gold-plated." Like they told you this shit was fake.
Yeah. Maybe
I tell you one thing. Freddie was off the chain knowing that was Rock's son and still stuck him up.
Exactly that. Point A to point B with no stops along the way. Where did you pick up Famous along the way at? where did Famous even come from?
Because Famous wasn't there, right?
Yeah, maybe he was outside all along. Maybe he was outside the building all along. But either way, point A to point B, no stops. And I feel you, man. Somebody said something about he should have called a ride or Uber or something, or he should have called Marvin to take him over to the bodega. A cab or something, a bus.
I just find it oddly enough that Freddie picks the time now to rob him. I mean, how many times we seen Kanan come out of that spot?
I think that it was Famous. Famous was the mark. I feel like Famous
I was gonna say Freddie was the mark. I think that if Famous wasn't with him, Freddie wouldn't have bothered.
Exactly. I feel that way
too. He didn't necessarily do it himself. He told his little henchman, "Get the bag."
Yeah, and the thing about it is though, like you said, I think that if Famous old goofy ass, because everybody in the neighborhood says the same thing about Famous, so I feel like everyone has the same opinion of Famous, that he's goofy, that he's a cornball or whatever. So they just saw it as an opportunity to stick him up and just, you ain't about this life, and go ahead and put a glizzy in your face or whatever, and give me that chain, fake or not. And then Kanan's bag getting snatched up was just, the quote unquote scared him or shake them down, but Kanan wasn't going. So Famous is like, it's cool. They roped up my chain or whatever. It was gold plated anyway, no big deal. Kanan like, yo, the money was in that bag, and I'm not finna let this shit go. We finna go get this shit back. And Famous was like, no, maybe this is supposed to happen. We ain't about that life though. Kanan like, nah, F that. We finna go get our money. So Kanan, this is when we start to see Kanan start to transform. You know, he got a little battery in his back. He got a little battery.
He got a little battery.
It's half charged too. It's half charged. It ain't fully charged.
He said it's half charged.
It's half charged. I'm gonna tell you when it get fully charged in a second. So Cartier and Rock keeps spending her time.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. This is the part where I got something to say. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So here's where I get frustrated. I get it that Kanan is a fuck up. I get it that Kanan has made some badass decisions and he has fucked some stuff up. I even get it that it was his first day back on the job. But this wasn't on Kanan. You know this dude's name. You know what kind of car he's driving. You know where he lives. You are going to scramble around Famous's apartment looking for a damn knife rather than call up Marvin and be like, yo, this what happened. That if there's any time for you to call your reinforcements, it's that time because you literally did nothing wrong. You were literally walking, doing what you were supposed to do. Dude rolled up and robbed you and even told you, I don't give a fuck that you rock, son. I don't care nothing about that. So to me, that's the time. If there was any time to call Marvin, that's it right there. But okay, that's me.
Good point.
I'm gonna respond to that when we get to that scene because I got some things to say about that too. Cartier and Rock are down at one of the artists' gallery where Cartier has purchased a painting, and he's still finessing her and whining and dining her, and he knows all about Picasso and Basquiat, and he's just a connoisseur of the arts. And he's talking to Rock about how he uses the art, he purchases the art, and even if he can't flip the art, he doesn't consider it a wash. You know, he's not going to cry over spilled milk or whatever the case may be. He's in this life. He's domesticated. He's international. He's a one-man monopoly. And so the artist.
Why you say it like that?
Right.
That's like, I'm a one-man monopoly. I am a one-man monopoly. I have great coupon on my sandwiches. I mean, he just, I cannot stand how they write his character. I do not like this persona that he's personified. We get it that you got money. We get it that you are a businessman. We get it. But the way you moving to try to impress Rock, she's not impressed with that shit. What she's impressed with is she's learning from you on other ways how she needs to be moving in her organization. Now, what we haven't seen yet is her apply any of it, but she's taking mental notes. But all this you try to do to slide her panties to the side or off, it just don't seem like it's phasing her. And I seen it feels like that's his ultimate goal is to bag her and take her down through there, but she don't want that.
I feel like they're gonna get together.
Mm-mm.
I feel like they are. It's not gonna be a love match, but it's gonna be business.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Big dummy, in your Fred Sanford voice, Evie. Big dummy Kanan just ask questions like a normal damn person. I'm going all the way back to season 1, episode 2. I feel the same way, Miss Sharon. Rock is only interested in him in that street knowledge. You don't care about all this other bullshit he throwing her way.
Nah, she don't. But she entertains it because that's her way of getting to the knowledge.
Smell it. He's not gonna smell it.
But she has to entertain it.
Mm-hmm. She run a game.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they'll get together. I don't feel like I said, it ain't gonna be no love match. She ain't in love with him or nothing. But I think I can see them hooking up for business purposes.
That's business purposes. That scared of the light skin guy. Rock needs to read carefully with this guy.
This whole scene was stupid.
Yeah, so the artist comes up to Cartier while he's meeting with Rock and informs him that he needs some help putting the painting in the car. And what did he say that for? Cartier turned around and backhand the man. He said, "Here's your hand."
Here, you want another one?
he don't smack the man
up. That was so stupid to me.
It was stupid, wasn't it? Though? He smacked the man up, yoked the man up, and told him, "Get out of my face." And when I paid,
it was just unnecessary. Like, I don't know what we were supposed to get from that. Was that supposed to be them showing us his ruthless side? But we know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, we knew that without them even having to show that, right?
Right.
And
I'm
so
saying we knew that.
he's like, when I bought the painting, I bought packaging with it. You figured out how to get in the car. Don't you ever
That's
interrupt
true,
me.
Xavier. His pimp hand is strong. He did give him like a pimp slap. He might be a pimp.
Yeah, he pimping Zipper
Yeah,
His
he
out.
might.
pimp hand is
You know
strong,
what,
though.
I'm talking
Xavier?
about the
Xavier, I
quick
know.
follow through, all that, the
Xavier, I feel the
technique,
same way.
the
I don't know if you're
form,
saying that for a joke, but I actually do feel that way because I feel like that's what he's using Zisa for with Lulu.
the
Is
veracity.
is
Like he was
is
good
to
at
pimp
it.
her out on Lulu. But we're gonna get to that. So Buddy, he smacked yoke Buddy up, and Buddy's like he want to run off and cry. He's like, "Don't you ever interrupt me when I'm talking to Rock."
He was crying in the car.
And I feel like some of that was running game for her too, where she's supposed to be impressed with him being so ruthless, and he's talking about this as a borderline between insubordination and he's just trying to put on this I'm the boss, and nobody ain't gonna step to me in these streets. And so she asked him, she said, "Well, how is it that you out here doing so well? Because basically, I got the streets of New York on lock. These Italians got the streets of New Jersey on lock. Where you getting this money from?" So he's like, "Well, I branch out to D.C., Maryland, Norfolk. Like in these markets right here, they ain't got no distributor. So I can charge basically
Yeah,
whatever I want. And I'm running these
he's
streets.
smart.
Yeah, he's smart." And so the little guy come back to him and tell him that the paint in the car, he give him a little tip. Little buddy thought he was gonna hit him again. I'm telling you, this is a fake ass Aaliyah. If y'all can't tell that they're trying to model Zisa after Aaliyah, the way he
Yeah,
got
it
a
is
episode and the way
super
he got a
fake.
haircut, this is Aaliyah. This is
I don't think
Aaliyah.
so because Aaliyah dressed like a boy.
Well,
Beyond
you
the
know what that
hairstyle,
tomboy look in some episodes. Remember, she had the
She dressed
overalls
like
on.
a boy in her first album, but by the time she got with
Yeah,
Timberland, she wasn't
Yeah,
dressing like no boy.
yeah. I
this
think even when she
super
was with David Dash, she was dressing like a female.
That was afterwards.
super
That was after she got with Timberland. When
Oh
she was,
yeah, yeah.
super fake.
So she come
and
up in
she didn't
here,
look all that cute in this episode. I don't know.
man. You can't tell she fine as wine. What are you talking about? Age wine. She fine.
Really? I didn't think
I'm
she was all. I didn't think she
I'm
was all
being
that.
cynical. I mean, she's a nice looking girl, but I don't care for her.
I thought
Um,
she looked better the first time we saw her. It's something different. I don't know if the makeup is
I don't know
different.
if it's her attitude what
Maybe
makes
that's
her
what it is
unattractive.
too. Maybe it could be.
Because
It could be that. It
she
could be
comes
that.
across a little snooty, a little uppity. Like I'm better than you type. I don't like when females present themselves that way because good looks is one thing, but to have that quality about yourself where you feel like I'm not gonna piss on this dude. I just feel like that's not a attractive quality for a female to carry around. If you find you fine. But you don't have to make people feel like they less than or undeserving
Mhm.
because you fine. I just
Yeah,
I don't like that about her. I think her attitude stinks. So she they're talking to Lulu and she's like, "Yo, do you ever go home?" She's like, "Do you ever go home? Do you sleep in?" Basically, she was saying, "Are you never not in the studio?" He's saying, "Ain't nothing not there for me," or whatever the case may be. So he's just in there playing on his little
Which
beat
further
machine.
pushes this whole agenda
Yep.
that he's done.
And she flirts with him.
he in there on this little beat machine.
He on there on his little beat machine. He's tapping. He got a little kick, a little clap, a little tick tock. He just playing with the instruments. And so she comes in and she notifies him that uh Cartier is upset because he ain't heard the song on the radio, and that if he don't hear the song on the radio soon,
It's
he's
gonna be a
going
problem.
it's gonna be a problem. And Lulu was like, "Well, I'm pissed about it too." And like, just tell Cartier to keep listening, keep his ears open, because I'm gonna make something happen.
So keep his radio on and keep his ears
He
open.
is open. Yeah.
And she confronts him about the whole jukebox song. It's like, why you didn't tell me that was your niece's song? Did she sing it better than I did? And that's the thing with singers, with artists in general. They always want to see how they measure up to other artists or whatever. So she was like, did she sing it better than me? He was like, it doesn't matter. And And so she starts flirting with him, and she was like, "Oh, when I sing a song, I think about the person that I'm singing it to, and all this stuff." And she's flirting with him, and she kind of had high hopes for a second that she's going to get her back crack and leave with a wet bottom. But he kind of blew a little hot air in her ear
What?
for, and yeah, she was trying
Where
to
you be getting these sayings from? Back cracking wet bottom. What?
she wanted a wet bottom, but he blew a little hot air in her ear.
That's all she really wanted. That's all she really wanted. That was a wet ass and an empty purse.
Oh,
she was trying to
no,
get
she
her
don't
back
want an empty purse. She definitely want a wet ass, but she don't want an empty purse. She want a purse.
What is the wet ass thing? What is
what? She wanted a wet ass.
Dang. I'm confused. Just keep going.
She wanted a wet ass, a little hot ass.
Yeah, a little hot ass.
Alrighty
then. Want, like he said, back crack and a wet ass.
Yep, that's what she wanted. So he blew a little hot air in her ear. Yeah, she thought she was getting ready to get some. She thought she was getting ready to get some. He get up and pick that record up and put it up. She's like, damn.
Shot down.
So Kanan and Famous are back at his junky ass apartment, and they tear down the house looking for a baseball knife.
That'd be funny.
Abby said,
He said, "All right, God, with the church and pray for y'all today. Please do pray for us every week. We need it." Bap, the ladies that are want a soggy bottle.
Right, like what are y'all talking about? Nobody want no wet behind. What is that? Go ahead.
What's the name do? What's the name? Tearing down the house, looking for a knife. Famous ain't got nothing in there but eating utensils and a plastic spatula. And so Kanan's like, you know what? I know where we can probably get a weapon at. They go across the street. Corinne is doing her nails, and she peeped game instantly. She was like, "What y'all need a knife for?" He was like, "Well, we finna cook something over at Famous's spot." She's like, "Y'all don't look like the type of cooking dudes." And he was like, "Well, can you get us 2 knives?" And she's like, "Oh, now y'all want 2?" Palomar rolls up on the scene. I think I figured
little stabby stab.
A little stabby stab, a little pokey poke, that's all. And she was like, "Corinne, you never get in the way of a man that's one to put work in the kitchen." She was like, "Come with me, Kanan. I think I know exactly what you need." And she gives him.
Hey, I like that mama. I ain't gonna even lie.
I like her too. She give him a blicky.
I like that mama.
She said,
Love the analogy.
She said, I think that's what you need. She was like, "Now be careful now, because it get hot in the kitchen."
gave him that little 38.
Yeah, she gave that little special.
Gave him that little 38.
He's mystified. He's like us. Kaden's reaction to Palomar.
I want you to get burned.
That we have. She's like, "Now be careful, baby."
She'll give him some special, like.
She was like,
she'll give him some special, like.
She was like, "It's hot. It's hot in that kitchen now. I want you to get burned."
It's hot in that kitchen now.
She give him a little kiss on the cheek, and she caresses him. Caresses his face all seductively and whatever. And he's reacting the same way that we're reacting. Like he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on in his situation.
He ain't trying to figure out what to go. He ain't trying to figure out what's going on. He know what's going on.
Katie need to be careful now because this is probably going to be the most dangerous situation he's going to be involved.
She is about to mold him. She is about to mold him.
Going back to that comment that Kanan said to Sean back in Power, that a bad bitch, when she knows she bad, you got to watch out for her. I think that she know exactly who Kanan is, know exactly who Kanan's family is.
Absolutely.
And she may be trying to reason her way into the family by getting with child and know that she's going to be taken care of for life if she have a baby with Roxanne. We know that she's not going to end up being the baby mama, but I feel like that's what her motives are. I think her motives are that she's trying to get into the family. That's the only other motive I could see. That's the only other motive I could see with Palomar. What other interest would she have in Kanan if she's not trying to get in to be with the family?
I agree. I think that
Kanan thought he was going to
He's
run his
definitely
enemy
trying to get
through like
into
he would
something with
many
Kanan.
times. Right. I don't know what he thought he was going to do
And I
with a
believe
knife.
she asked,
And
and
dude
I
already
absolutely,
don't pull a gun on you. You talking about showing back up with a knife, and dude don't pull a gun on you. What you going to do with a knife?
Right. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. You looking
that's what
for a
I was
knife
thinking
and Fred?
too, which is all the
You
more
looking for a
reason why his
knife and
ass should
Freddie
call
pulled a
Marvin.
gun on y'all?
Oh, she
Right.
gonna do some things to him, about. Oh yeah, she gonna do some things to Kanan for sure. If her daughter wasn't home, she was gonna do some things to him just now.
Right. And famous old cornball ass.
She's creepy.
Nah, she ain't creepy. She all right.
No, she's creepy.
No, she ain't. She just want to wet ass.
Disconnect notice has automatically been sent for Palomar. We don't do.
Oh, now that's just wrong.
No, don't kill Palomar off yet. I'm actually most interested in this storyline.
Right.
And for her to be
she just want a wet ass.
C-list character on the show, she's the most interesting new character this season that I'm most interested in. I'm like, her daughter.
I want to know what her motive is. Yeah,
I want to know what she's up to. Because I feel like part of her is going to teach Kanan the life. I feel like, well, technically, there's not much left to teach her. I think she's going to fine tune some of the things that he's seen how his mama move. I think what she's going to teach him is the art of finessing people. I think she's
going to turn him out.
Yeah, she's going to turn him out, all right. Because she's definitely turning them on. So
she's definitely gonna work her magic.
Right.
She gonna get that back crack, boy.
She might crack her. She might crack his back.
Well, we know that's happening. He's a young boy.
But you know what? She and her daughter may run hustles like that. They may run cars like that, and she might see him as an easy mark. So she may be looking for money. She may be looking for.
They may absolutely be running cons, because that was just last week. That was way too easy. Ain't nowhere in the world that any real mama was going to peep that situation and let her daughter walk up in that apartment. Ain't no way in hell.
So going back to BAP asking what type of women who want a wet ass, this one right here. She fits that description. She fits the criteria of wanting wet ass.
Is that the criteria?
From a 15-year-old boy, obviously.
A wet ass. She want her back cracked and a wet ass. 15-year-old boy.
She don't strike me as the type that just wants sex. Because she can get that from any dude in the neighborhood. Because she's fine. She wants something else. She's after a bigger fish. And she wants some money. She living in the hood. She living
She knows I think she know that he's
drug
Rock's son.
Neighborhood. She after the drug dealers. She's after the ballers. She want that money.
She got to know that that's Rock's son.
Yeah.
I think she know it.
She knows, staying in that damn hovel she stay in.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised for us to find out that maybe her and Rock got history. Like maybe they knew each other in a
fact.
I wouldn't be surprised to find out if there's history.
Or
that would be a good story. That would be a good storyline.
She may have some kind of beef with Rock. She may turn out to be High Post baby mama, or had dealings with some of the men that Rock ran with back in the day. So you know what? She may just be getting back at Rock. So I never looked at it from that perspective, because I already thought she was just running for some money. That she was tricking. And I feel like part of what her and her daughter do is tricking. So I mean, she just offered her daughter up too easily to Kanan. And even she tried to train her daughter. It kind of reminds me of Monet and Diana. You know how Monet was trying to use Diana to further her agenda? I feel the same thing is happening with Palomar and her daughter. But Palomar was willing to get her hands dirty, whereas Monet wasn't really willing to get her hands dirty. She would kind of use Diana for that. But Palomar, like, if Corinne can't get the job done, hand them over, baby. Let mama have them.
She said, try to R. Kelly that boy.
Right.
Move over, baby. Let mama have them.
Move over, baby. Let mama have them. Rock stole her man, and now she trying to figure out how to steal her son. That's a good storyline. That's a real good storyline. I would be invested in that.
I ain't seen that movie in a long time, bro.
There's got to be a better term than a wet ass. Okay, we'll come up with another term besides wet ass. Then.
No, wet ass is a great term.
So, Kanan got what he needs to go confront Freddy. He knows exactly where Freddy lives. He knows exactly, how to run up on them. He runs up on Freddy and old boy, and he was like, "Listen, it's time for you to learn something about street math. I hope you know how to subtract, cause I'm coming back for mine." And then Freddy was like, "Yo, once we found out what was in the bag, we was gonna give it back. We don't want these kind of trouble." And Kanan like, "You already got it." And
yeah, you did.
With that half charged battery in his back.
No, it's fully charged at this point. Palomar, when she gave him that kiss, charged him up. So now he's fully charged. So
say once he got that little 38,
he smacked the shit out of old boy with the gun.
He sure did.
He commences to beating the shit out of old dude.
This is where we backhand him. He backhand him with that damn thing and then held the backhand.
Yes, this is the Kanan that we recognize.
And that's why I was saying we saw that switch in this episode. We saw the switch.
Yep. He commences to Famous is scared. You can see the look all over his face. He's scared. Come on, Kanan, let's go. Come on, Kanan, let's go. We got the money, whatever. Kanan whipped his ass.
Not Mr. Street need a body. Not Mr. Streets need a body.
Not Mr. Streets need a body. Come on, let's go. But he really got spooked when the neighbor came home because the front door is wide open. So a little old man comes out of his apartment and sees what's going on. So I feel like the neighbor is the one who called the police. And so they run off. And right before they leave, Kanan snatches Famous's chain back for him or whatever. And it's stupid to even think that you would let Famous, who just got robbed for his chain, carry the money. Like Kanan,
I understand why Famous still had the money either. Like,
and not only that, but at this point, I would have put the backpack on and then put my jacket on top of the backpack. And so that way people wouldn't even see me walking around with no backpack. I would have had my jacket on because at this point, this jacket needs to be burnt, thrown away, buried, something. Because he'd been in multiple altercations with his jacket. I feel like it's some
DNA. It had to have blood on it. It's no way that had no blood.
DNA on his jacket. He wore his jacket last week up in the Catskills. Y'all had some confrontation going on up there where y'all burying dead bodies.
That triple fat goose jacket fire though.
Yeah, I know it's nice too, but you need to go buy another one because this one got too much evidence on it.
Absolutely.
It's got ballistics on it. It's got ballistics on it. Kanan,
shit, ballistics, blood, some of everything, man. Yeah. And he's still wearing around here like it's okay.
Casually walking home like he was on the victory line. Yeah, he was gassed up. At this point, he the man. And I kind of felt what he was saying. He was like, yo, he sent the message, but I feel like there's going to be retaliation. But I feel like the retaliation going to come more towards Famous than it is going to be on Kanan.
Yeah, it's going to be. That's what I was going to say. It was going to be the retaliation going to be on Famous.
Does it involve Famous dying?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Famous not going to make it the next. If he makes it out this season, we may see him die early on, but I feel like we need another major death. I feel like because we got a major death in episode 6, episode 10, we got to see another major death, and I don't know who that's going to be.
I think Warrell don't make it out this season.
Okay, so it's Warrell then. So if Famous makes it, then it's Warrell. That's
definitely Warrell.
Because it's got to be somebody else that got to go.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think Famous makes it long. He don't make it long, but I don't know if I think he might make it out this season. But everything keeps leading up to him dying. Like even at the end of this episode where, Detective Howard was like, yo, your boy's a clown. Like everybody is telling Kanan, yo, even when Russ is like, he ain't our problem. Like
I think if anything,
pointing towards that though.
I think if anything, Kanan is gonna be the one that have to pop Famous.
I initially thought that, but based on his reaction this episode, it's not gonna be Kanan.
Nah,
you talking about with him going to jail?
I say it'd be a Juke before it be Kanan.
Yeah,
it can be Juke.
It could be.
It might be Laverne.
If he try to mess with her again and come at her the wrong way, it could be, or it could be something as simple as he ODs.
Yeah, because he about to be a crackhead. Like I keep telling y'all.
Well, he's about to fall into depression. He's about to fall into depression.
The boy's a crackhead.
He's about to fall into depression,
He definitely a crackhead.
Which is going to result to him using even more because one, he can't make the music. The music that he has, everybody's clowning him for it. Nobody is big up in him. Kanan is the only friend that he got. If it wasn't for Kanan, he wouldn't have nobody. His family has disowned him or whatever. His sister don't left him. So if anything, I can see him ODing. Kanan gets yoked up. Famous gets yoked up. Kanan runs off and gets away. And
Kanan got the hell up out of there, buddy.
He got the hell up out of there quick, fast, in a hurry. And a dumbass Famous gets caught. He trips and falls over a trash can, and the money.
Help me, Kanan! Help me! Help, Kanan! Help!
Like, don't be calling my name when the cops are
Kanan
what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you calling my name when the cops are chasing us? What is wrong with you?
Help, Kanan! Like, are you serious?
You're so
serious?
You're so
it's my government name. Like, you ain't calling me by a nickname or nothing. You call me by my government name.
My whole intention is to get away. And you help, Kanan? Help!
You just made me cry. That's why I go to my help. Woo!
Oh my God.
Famous on his way downtown.
Oh my God, bro.
Famous on his way downtown. And they ain't gonna tell him what all he said in that patrol car. Ain't gonna tell him what all he said in the patrol car. No, it's not my money. It's my friend.
I thought he was gonna get it. I thought when the cop got out the car, he was gonna beat his ass though.
With that nightstick, I thought that.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna beat his ass.
Famous was about to get beat down. I did.
Help,
but instead, they just threw help, Kanan. They just threw his ass in the back of the car. Yo, snitch ass, you fucking rat.
Please help, Kanan, don't leave me. Kanan was gone. That man
Kanan was gone on his ass.
He didn't even hear you hollering for his help. So,
Kanan hit that Michael Johnson on his ass. He was out.
Sure did.
Hussein Bolt.
He did, and that's another reason why I feel like, and you know what? There's an interview out there, and I gotta find it, and we probably will do a video about it. There's an interview out there with Antonio Ortez. That's the actor that plays Famous. I watched a little bit of it. It pretty much alludes to the fact that Famous is not going to be around. And when the question came up about why did Kanan name his son after him, he says that gets answered. It's going to be answered in the series. He didn't say when in what season, but he said it's going to be answered in the series. So that makes me feel like we'll get the answer further on down the line. So that's another reason why I think that Famous may stick around a little bit longer, maybe into next season. But according to the actor that plays Famous, we're going to get the answer to that question as to why Kanan named Sean after him. I think we kind of got a little bit of it today because Kanan looks at Sean as his brother, as his best friend. So, you know, he's definitely, I definitely like that theory about that Kanan blames himself for whatever happens to Famous. Rock is doing her domesticated thing. She's murdering criminal organization.
Not murdering.
Martha Stewart, domesticated housewife, making dinner for the family. When her and Marvin are having a conversation, and she finally addresses what we thought maybe had already been addressed off camera. And I'm glad to see that they finally had this conversation because we were wondering how Rock felt about all this. But he was like, "Listen, I didn't talk to you about Juke." And he's like, I was trying to mind my own business about this situation, but I got something to say. I need you to listen to what I got to say, and just let me get out what I need to say, and then you do whatever you need to do with it. But why are you slapping your daughter around like she's some dude? I'm glad we got to see that too, because I felt like that had already happened. But I'm glad to see that they had that conversation because it was a needed conversation to have. And I wanted to see how Marvin was going to react to his sister and having to own up to it. And he was like, "Yo, I know I messed up. I messed up real bad." She's like, "You damn right. Because of it, Drew got here looking for her mama. Don't found her. She in Harlem and been going to see her." And Marvin reacts just as how we expected. He was like, "Yo, she been gone for 16 years. She can't come back in the fourth quarter and try to win the game when all the work has been done." And Rock was like, "Listen, I helped raise you box. And, you know, our daddy would have done that to me. Don't you ever put your hands on that girl no more. Like, if you do, I'm going to kill you myself." And she was like, "Daddy wouldn't have slapped me around like that. You know, you'll never put your hands on your daughter." And You know, he's upset because now he knows that he's really messed up now because he was like, well, Juke just out here on her own, huh? She an orphan. She ain't got no mama or no daddy. She's like, nah, she don't find her mama. And it's because of you she went looking for. So Marvin is really upset, and we see that he's upset. We still don't get the full reason why he's upset because he's upset because she left him and she left him in the streets with a newborn baby. So I get that part, but it just seems like it's deeper than just that.
Because he was in love. He loved her. He loved
He
her, and
definitely
she
loved
left
her.
him. Yeah, I just think that's it. It's the broken heart. It's the one that got away. It's the he loved her.
It is foreshadowed, yeah, and we keep
And
seeing that.
and remember that she just disappeared. And
So it was not even no goodbye. It wasn't no reason why. Just come home one day.
She
She
just
gone.
left a letter saying I'm going off to LA to pursue my dreams, which is another reason why I believe Rock has something to do with it. I don't think she just woke up one day and decided to leave. I think I just believe that Rock has something to do with it.
Exactly, and I think it's unbeknownst to Marvin. I think it's unbeknownst to Marvin. I think it's one of those Rock moves behind closed doors situation. Even though the way the writing seems to be going, it seems as though Kenya left on her own. However, because Rock Lie is so manipulative and so ruthless, it's not far fetched to believe that she's responsible for it. And I actually want it to be where Rock is responsible for.
And remember, let's go back. Let's think about Rock's mentality. Rock doesn't like anything that distracts from the business. Remember, we know for a time
Absolutely.
Marvin had a drug problem. So I don't remember the timeline, but what if she blamed Kenya for Marvin being distracted and getting caught up in drugs? Then Rock would have done whatever she had to do to get rid of him. I mean, to get rid of her.
Facts. Facts.
I got to think drug thing because I was thinking Kanan is just so Kanan could be like, well, I can't really rely on him because he's a ex-addict. I don't believe anything to come out of Rock's mouth. Not even gonna lie to you.
I don't either. And that's sad because everything that we see with Rock, I mean, every scene, every episode, we see Rock moving in a dirty way. I mean, she manipulates everyone from her own child to Jukebox to everyone that she interacts with, her brothers, everyone, Symphony, everyone that she has been in any type of Detective Howard, everyone that has had any type of dealings with Rock, she has manipulated and used them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. This would not surprise me at all that she's behind the reason that Kenya is gone. Now, whatever that reason she feels obligated to have done so, it happened. She's particularly at fault for it. Kanan runs in and like, yo, mama, we gotta go get Famous. Famous don't got rounded up by the 5-0 and this day. And she's like, oh, calm down, what's going on? And he explains to her that listen, Famous just got arrested. We need to go get him. She's like, that ain't my problem. She's like, that's his mama's problem.
I don't want to.
She was like, that's his mama's problem, not mine.
On this scene, I just feel like with this one, this part,
she right.
This is where Rock kind of brought her brothers back to the game to me. You know what I'm saying? She know Marvin is kind of drifting off, but right now she could depend on him. And more than Lou. So she kind of just put that out there with the whole thing with Jukebox. But the thing with Lou, that was his reality check. Like she did that to mind.
Good point.
She did that to she did that. She did that to mind fuck Lou. Basically, like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of gassed him up. She heard his feelings and sent them on a mission at the same time.
That's a good point. That would have to make Rock older than Marvin. So that is true. Rock had Kanan around 16. Juke is older than Kanan. So how old was Rock when Kenya left? That is a good point. So maybe Rock isn't responsible because maybe she was just a teenager herself when Kenya left.
I think maybe when Rock got older and she kind of kept him away.
The same teenager that was sleeping with a cop and the neighborhood drug dealer, that teenager?
So you, in other words, she wasn't playing with Barbie dolls in a dollhouse.
Nope.
She was
She
already
had
in
a
them
nope.
streets.
She
She
wasn't.
was
She
already
had a
yeah, she was already in them streets. Like, I mean, that's a valid point. Don't get me wrong, that's a valid point. But she was already in them streets. Like, she wasn't
she was
no average 16-year-old.
she was in the street. She was in the streets of the streets with a wet ass.
Or wait a minute, hold up, I
She
got
was
a
on her
better one.
Palomar. She was doing her Palomar.
Hold on.
She was out here
Ready for
messing
this?
with teenage boys and grown men. She was on her Palomar.
No, y'all ready for this? I got a better one. Y'all ready for this?
Let's
Go
go.
ahead.
It wasn't Rock. It was Rock's mama.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
you know what? That show has
Mm.
been a lot of reference to her mom in these last couple
And even
episodes.
in this last episode, when Kanan was like, "Grandma talk like that," and she was like, "You don't even know the half
Mm-hmm.
of your grandmother." Like, we know that the grandmama ain't innocent. We saw that last season, and remember, she saved now. But remember, back in the day, Mama was ruthless because they was Daddy, and remember, they was hustlers back then. They was running numbers and stuff. So now, what if it was the mama and Rock just know about it? Rock know what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
I told you that mama's. There's a story with that because I could just tell by her interaction with Rock last season when she was in that red dress at church,
When she
and
went to the church and she asked her what she want. Yeah.
yep, and then
She
Rock
knew
keeps
she was
talking
there. She
about
knew Rock was there as an alibi then. Yeah.
Rock
She
is having
peeped that.
her Mercedes moments where she keeps referencing her mama. She keeps bringing her mama up. So there is a story there with that mama, and it wouldn't surprise me if she was involved in this, where she took the baby and made Rock raise the child. I can see that. You know what? Someone else said that too about Lou rebranding himself as Breeze. I don't think so. I don't think so because
Hmm.
Kanan would have been way more upset about Ghost killing Breeze if it was his uncle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Mm-hmm.
Lou either. Nah, I don't think it's Lou.
That is true, Xavier. Tariq committed all kind of murders and crimes and robbing and stealing from people before he was 18. So that's true. Rock tell Kanan that she ain't going down there to the jailhouse. That's the last place she can be. Sit down and have dinner. Uh, I ain't gonna even spend too much time on Detective Burke and her beatboxing with her little girlfriend that's begging to come back. She need to focus on her little girlfriend and leave the family alone because she
Disconnection notice for her too.
keep it cute. Send a disconnection notice to her and the girlfriend. I know the girlfriend is innocent, but she can get it by association. Um,
There
this
you
is
go.
this is the Greg Knox. This is Sax. This is Detective Blanca. She all of them. she
Yep.
all
All
she's
rolled up
all of
in
them
one.
in one. Yep, she's all of them in one.
All rolled up in one. Disconnection notice, please.
She is beatboxing, Xavier. She need to go and continue to beat on her box and leave the family alone because she meddling in business that don't belong to her, and that's gonna earn her
She
death.
definitely gonna get herself reassigned. I think Howard gonna have her reassigned because she doing too much.
Now
Either
she gonna be
reassigned or killed. One or
reassigned.
the
She
other.
gonna be found in the river floating somewhere is what's going to
I
happen.
think she gonna end up dead. That's what
And
I think.
the minute Rock find out what she into and she's a threat, Rock gonna have her taken up out of here. And that may be how Howard uses her. That
Rock
may
and
be
Howard
where
might
we
work
see him.
work together to get her out of here.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We may see when Detective Howard, the devil in him, and enlist Rock's aid in getting rid of her. Because I can see Marvin taking her on out. I can see Marvin taking her on up out of here. Yeah, right, Bab. She's about to get reassigned to the
Or Juke.
graveyard. Yeah.
Juke can take her out. Juke can get close.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think her and Juke still got some business together. I still think her and Juke got some business together because at this point she's kind of an ally to Juke. Juke can get information out of her whenever she needs it. So Juke sees her as useful per se. Juke don't really too much care about the family that much anyway. So I don't see Juke doing it as a favor to the family or whatever. I think that is going to be Howard. I think it has to be Howard. I think it's more satisfying for us if it's Howard. If Howard is the reason why she goes down. Don't put Blanca with them. Blanca is actually competent, unlike the others. Say, what exactly? What are you smoking? Blanca needs to get up out of here too. Blanca should have been dead in power. We don't need to see her in force right now. Blanca should have been gone. We don't like Blanca. Bl- Blanca's a color above the rest. Man, please. Get Blanca.
Blanca can get it too. Shit.
Yeah,
Send her
Blanca's
a
a clown.
disconnection notice, please. Send
Blanca
her
is a
one too.
clown.
oh,
Get
Keep It
rid of
Cute
her.
already done that. Keep It Cute already sent her
Yeah.
a disconnect and the girlfriend. Detective Nosy is going swimming in the Hudson River. That's exactly where she need to be at, in the Hudson River, getting ate by fish. I do think that that's why I think we're not gonna get rid of her no time soon because I think we got to see more interaction with her in Jukebox. I think we're
Yeah.
going to see more interaction with Jukebox where Jukebox makes that determination that I'm going to leave, move to DC, and become a cop.
She
And
ain't
I
gonna have
think,
no choice but to, jukebox ain't gonna have no choice but to go back to her because once the mom finds out that
her
jukebox like
lifestyle,
women, she
her
gonna have
lifestyle.
right that she's not gonna have she's not gonna have nobody else to run to. Especially she can run to her because she has an understanding of it.
Yep, and been there, done that. Yeah.
I think by the end of
Uh huh.
season, I think by the end of this season, we might end up seeing Burt get killed and Jukebox be, and that be the reason Jukebox basically skate.
Or that be the reason why Jukebox decides to. I don't feel like she's had that strong of an impression on Jukebox yet for her to, in honor of her memory, become a cop. I think there has to be something else major that Detective Burke come through clutch for Jukebox for her to leave that kind of impression on her. I don't think the impression is strong enough yet with Jukebox, where Jukebox would have that type of admiration towards her to want to model in her footsteps.
Well,
So
we already seen she got the skill set to be a cop. Look how she move around.
yeah, she
Look how
moved
she
around.
find people.
Yeah, she found
Juke
people.
definitely know how to find somebody. God darn.
Yeah, she do.
She pull up on you quick.
She pull up fast. So we at the family dinner. The family trying to
Yeah,
have a
Ziza
normal
told
family.
Zulu. I mean, Z told Lulu, like your niece rolled up on my family at my family house. Like she rolled up on me.
Now, how she found out where my mama and them staying? Right.
Right.
We're trying to be a normal family and sit down and have a dinner. And everybody at this table look like they'd rather be anywhere else than at this dinner table right now. Candy don't want to be here. You live here. Jukebox like I don't want to be in the presence of Marvin whatsoever. My skin is crawling. Lulu like damn. I'm just trying to get something to eat so I can get back to the studio. None of them look like they want to be here. And Marvin continues. I got to give it to Marvin. He know he don't fucked up, but Marvin continues to try to reconnect
Yeah,
with.
he keep
Keep
trying.
trying,
Yeah, he keep trying.
keep
Yeah.
trying. He said, "Juke, I ain't seen you in a dress since you were 2. You look nice." And she looked at him, rolled her eyes, and went back to her plate. And I can't say that I feel sorry for Marvin. I mean, he deserves what's happening because of what he did.
I don't feel sorry for him in the slightest.
Mm-mm. He earned this because she can't
He
stand it.
know, but he know he earned it though.
Yeah,
He know he earned it. You can tell
Well,
just by the
he keeps
episodes
saying it.
when when he addresses it, you can tell he know he earned it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because he keeps
He,
saying it. I mean, he keeps saying, I fucked up. I fucked, like, he
But I
knows.
but I think it's gonna further piss her off when she find out that he went and saw her mom.
you know what, Dark? Look, I was thinking the same thing. I was waiting for that
I did
Diana
too.
birth certificate on the table,
Yep.
and yeah, I thought that when Kanan was going to address because he was already because he remember at the dinner table, Kanan was like, Uncle Luke. Famous is arrested. Can you go help me get Famous out? He trying to get somebody to help him with Famous, and so I felt like Kanan was going to be upset and just put all the business out in the street at the dinner table. I thought it was going to be Kanan that was going to announce to everyone that Detective Howard was his dad. That's the dinner scene that I was waiting for or was expecting to happen.
Oh, we're gonna have another soul food dinner.
No, we're looking for another book two dinner. We,
Well,
we
I mean, like You
We
know,
looking for
soul
another
food
book too.
that happened at on soul food too, where the whole black dinner went up.
Yep.
Nah, I don't think he actually apologized. I think he did it in his own form by like
And
looking
maybe
her
that's
room
what's
up,
missing.
when she get back or
Maybe why
whatever.
you keep trying to have
But
chit
he
chat with
never
her.
said sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't
why you keep trying to
apologize.
have chit
He didn't
chat with
say he didn't openly say I'm sorry. He just kind of tried to create an icebreaker
her? Mm-hmm.
and saw if she and just basically see if she was gonna talk back to him and talk interact with him, and she didn't.
And maybe that's what's missing. He keep thinking that, well, is there anything I can do to reach her? Maybe that's what's missing. Maybe you need to sit the
But that's
child
what I
down.
said. But I said that last week. Remember, I said that. I said he has not sat down and had a sincere listen. And I feel like Rock could
Facilitate that.
facilitate, because
Yeah.
she wouldn't. She's not going to sit down if Marvin asks. But if Rock asks her to do it, she'll at least sit down. That don't mean she's going to listen. But at least then Marvin can have a face to face, sit down and say, "Listen," and be very sincere and apologize, acknowledge what he did, apologize, and then tell her, "Listen, I don't care who you love, you my daughter, and I love you." And I'm not saying it'll be automatic, but I think that'll thaw her out a lot.
Yeah. At
Because
least get them back
remember,
on
she
speaking
didn't
terms.
really have no respect. We got to go back to the beginning. She didn't have a whole lot of respect for Marvin to begin with. She already called him by his first name. You know what I mean? Like, their relationship wasn't great, so they had problems before this even happened.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
yeah, because
No,
she never said dad, father, nothing. It was
Nah, she
always
called him
Marvin.
Marvin. It
she
was
It
always
always
was
called him
always
Marvin.
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 Yeah,
She always called him Marvin. I don't know about that, Xavier. He admits that he's wrong. He's admitted that he is wrong. He know that he's wrong. He just don't know how to fix what he's done. And he's trying to figure out how to fix it. He think that this light conversation and painting her room and buying her new stuff is what's going to make her forgive him. He don't know. He even told Renee that he don't know how to fix what he's done. And I think the biggest thing that hurts her more than anything was the fact that he tore up that tape of her and Nicole. And I think that's one of the most unforgivable things, and he can't fix that. He can't fix
yeah.
that.
No, ain't no fixing that. There's
He
no
can't
fixing
fix
that one.
that. That book two dinner was epic. It was.
Yeah, that book two dinner was all hell. All hell broke loose
All
at
hell
that
broke
dinner.
loose. Famous is scared. He's standing up here by the cell so the guards can see him and hear him if he get attacked. He got his booty
Hey,
hole pressed firmly against the wall. He don't want nobody to come and bother him. One of the jailers come up to him and like, yo, you there? He's trying
I
to
don't even
spit
think he
some
was
water.
scared though.
Nah, he was trying to play off that he wasn't scared. He was trying to
he
play
was
it off.
trying to play off that he was scared.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was trying to
scared as
play it off
hell.
that he wasn't scared. He was scared. He was scared. He was scared.
I don't think he was scared.
Cause you seen him make
None,
that
none, none of
switch.
his body language said he was scared.
No,
No,
that body language when that
he
dude was
was shook.
approaching him,
He was shook.
when that dude
He balled his
got his
fist
attention.
up and told him, "You don't want it with me."
Yeah, that was a front. That was a front.
That was, of course he gonna say that.
That was a front. That
Yeah,
was a
Famous
front.
was scared. I'm
He
sorry,
was
Famous was
scared.
Famous
scared.
He was
cornball ass
scared.
was scared.
He was scared.
He ain't about that action. If he wasn't
Listen,
scared, if he was
this
scared,
nigga. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
if he wasn't scared, then what the hell was the whole apartment thing when they was looking for the butter knife or a baseball bat? He
No,
was shook then. He was
Oh,
shook
he ain't want
then.
that. He ain't want that smoke. He won't try to kill nobody or anything like that. I don't think he's about that part of life. But I think he'd defend
Yeah,
himself
but
though.
when you in jail,
Nah.
I mean, when you in jail, it ain't gonna be no friendly, fair ass fight either. You gonna be
The
fighting for
fact
your
that he
life.
got out of jail, the fact that when he got out of jail, he talking about some, yeah, I just did some hard time. Detective Howard was like, dude, you was still in a holding
You
cell.
was in the
Like, you weren't
holding
even
for
cell.
a
in
couple
jail.
hours.
Right.
For a couple
You
hours
weren't even in jail. Like,
overnight.
what is wrong with you?
Oh
You
my
wasn't even in
god,
jail
man!
overnight. You
Hey,
wasn't even in
Right.
jail overnight.
when Howard blasted him, I just fell out laughing. I was like, damn.
He was like, you were in a holding cell. Like, you hadn't even been processed, bruh. You were in a
Right.
holding cell. Like, what?
Poor Famous.
Famous a fucking cornball, man.
He
He's a
is.
clown. He
He
is a
spit some
clown.
corny ass
No, he's definitely
lyrics,
a
a little
clown.
freestyle in the jail, and one of the jailers come up to him and said, "Listen, man, ain't nobody trying to hear that noise. Your shit is trash and literally trash. I seen your mixtapes in the trash, man. Shut the fuck up. I ain't trying to hear all
He
that.
sure did. Told him I saw your mixtape in the trash.
Like, shut up.
And
But
you
we
know
know
That's
what?
why
because
he
they
He
were
saw.
might
selling
have
them
been,
drugs in
but you
there.
I
know
was
what
gonna say,
though?
but we
He
know why
might
we
have been
saw.
talking
Right, we
about the.
know
He
why he
might have
saw
been
him in
talking
the
about the
trash.
drugs. Yeah,
Right.
that's
We
what I
know
was
why
gonna
we
say.
saw the tape, but they wasn't selling anyway, so they were still
Well,
trash.
that's true too. They still weren't selling. Yeah.
But what's gonna happen, just like the streets need a body, Kanan, famous made a song about Kanan's situation. These events of this day where they got robbed, they got caught by the police, he got arrested, he was holding the stash house money. All that's gonna go into a new song. Watch.
Yep, yep,
Watch.
yep. Because Lou told him last episode, get the fuck out of here and start writing.
And he even said it when he got out of jail. He was like, well, at least I got stuff to write about now. So it's going to be. And Kanan was mad the first time he did it. Now, this could be the reason why Kanan takes him out. I could see that being the reason why, listen, I'm tired of you rapping about my life. I'm tired of you writing songs about my life and putting my
That's
baby.
why I said I think if anything, it's probably gonna be something stupid he do, and Kanan kills him.
Mm,
Kanan killed his own son.
you're not a real killer till you kill someone you love. So
Bingo.
that's true. We'll see. Kanan back at the house, and his mama don't put a nice little warm plate of chocolate chip cookies down like he's a little kid. You know, him and Marvin are sitting there having a uncle and nephew moment. And he finally tells Marvin, like, yo, the money, it's the money. Like, Famous got caught with the money that was supposed to go to the bodega. This is why I need to get him out of jail. Marvin, like, you stupid. They not finna give you that money back. That money is gone. Like, you better go tell Rock what's up. He was like, shit, no, hell no. I ain't finna tell her nothing. I'm finna get this money back. And so, you know, Lulu's always helping Rock with the dishes. We always see them washing dishes. That's their moment. That's their moment that they have time to talk or whatever. And it's funny because it's the exact same scene we saw earlier where Marvin was sitting over there having a drink and having a little conversation with Rock. Now it's Lulu's turn to have a drink and have a conversation with Rock. And Rock is just so nasty. She don't even have no tender moments with her brothers at all. Like she treat them so hard all the time. And I get it and I understand why, but damn, like you see your brothers are fucked up in the head enough as it is. They're killers and you don't sit here and fuel their rage. That's all she does. She just
She's a puppet
pours
master.
more gas on their rage. Yes. She now that boy sat there and told her,
That's
please
all she
do not
does.
tell Lulu about what happened. He will kill me. And the only reason why she said something about Crown coming to see her was to dig into him. She's twisting the knife by, oh, by the way, you ain't making no money over there at that studio. Everybody laughing at you. Your own boy been over here trying to get me to get you up out of here. Like, what are you doing? You're not taking the family business serious. Everybody laughing at you in these streets. They laughing at you
You
over
ain't
here at
taking
the
your
studio.
studio
Like,
business
right, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? And so there she
Lulu ain't had no
fully
choice.
charged his battery. She fully charged his battery when she dropped that dime on him about well, your boy was over here trying to
Because
get me to get you where
it
you.
was already a little charge.
Yeah, it was a little charged already. He was already angry.
And
Because
that's what I was. That's what I was
he was
saying.
already
His
angry because
that's
Lulu had don't. I mean, Unique had don't put him on blast in front of everybody. So you know he was
that's
already
what I
feeling
was.
some kind of way.
That and that's what I was saying. Like he probably, you know what I'm saying. When Rock did that, it's probably like, all right, man, I'm tired of everybody coming at me, man.
Punking me, everybody punking me.
Everybody coming at me. That right there sent him over the edge. That gassed him all the way the hell up.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I sent that message in the chat last night. Like Lou is back.
Mm.
He back.
I don't know if he back, but he definitely
I
get.
don't
But
think
he
he back. I
definitely. I
think
don't
I
know if
think
he
he took
back,
care
but
of
he.
Crown. Yeah, that was
Listen, when you
personal.
Yeah,
choke
I
he
don't
did
think
care
he
of
somebody,
back.
Crown.
when you choke somebody back like that, when you choke somebody like that, yeah, you made up in your mind somebody else getting it too.
Yeah,
Anybody
I
can
don't
get it
think
at
so.
that
I
when he
point.
think I
left
think
there,
that
But I
when
was
he
don't think he's
left
back
there,
in
personal.
he
the.
had to make
I
up
don't
his
think he's back
mind.
in the game.
No,
Yeah, I don't think he back in the game. That was personal.
yeah, that
That
was
shit was
personal.
personal.
That was all personal.
Yeah,
He
that was
made up his
personal.
mind
That
the
wasn't
second.
business. That was personal.
Yeah, the second Rock confirmed what he already knew, and that's another thing. He knows it for himself. He knows it for himself because we saw him processing them that last week when they were down at the radio station, and Crown and the DJ were talking shit about him, we started to look all over his face right then if looks could kill. So he already know everybody talking shit about him, and to hear
Right.
it come from his sister, who not even in this life, and she know about it. That just let him know that I'm looking like a punk pussy ass nigga up out here. So I got to deal with this, and that became personal. She was supposed to let
Yeah,
him
that was
know
nothing
about double
business. That was
crossing,
all. That was always
but I
personal.
felt like if that was family loyalty, that would have been the same day. She sat on that information for a while for the right opportunity, for the right moment to use it to dig at him. Now,
Yep.
yes, as his sister, that's exactly what she was supposed to have done, but we know that she didn't do it for that reason. We know that Rock didn't do that for a reason. She was being a loving sister looking out for her baby brother. She was using that as an opportunity, and that was an
Yep.
opportunity to dig at him.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she said maybe it's not my subconscious, maybe it's my
My
conscious.
conscience, right. For her mean ass. Marvin done rolled up to Kenya's house up in Harlem. He know exactly what Buzz of the Buzz. He know exactly where she live at. Like, yeah, this don't make sense. Kenya's like shocked to see him, but not really shocked to see him. Like she's been waiting on it. Like it's almost like she's been waiting for him to show up. They have a conversation. It's pretty much the same conversation that him and Rock had. Like, look, you've been gone for 16 years. Stay gone. And I feel like they cheated us in this
Mm-hmm.
scene. I felt like they cheated us because there should have been so much more that came out in this scene. There should have been
I
so
don't think
much
that's the
more.
last conversation. I don't think that's the last conversation we're gonna have with them.
There should have been so much emotion. There should have been so much dialogue. There should have been so much back and forth. We should have gotten more out of this than that. Stay gone. Like
But
we
that's what
told
I'm
you,
saying. I don't think that's what I'm. I agree with you. I agree that but I don't think that's it. I
We're
think
gonna
we're
get
going to
more.
get. I
Yeah.
think we're going to get more between them.
okay.
I definitely think we're going to get it. I agree with you that there should have been more, and I think we're going to get it. I don't think that's. I don't think that's where they're going to lead us.
Damn, Xavier, you know this. I'm not gonna say that because my brother is a light bright. I probably thought our kid was about
Oh,
to get unalive. You know what, Bap? I was a little worried for Kenya's safety too. I was a little worried for her safety too. I thought she was gonna get unalive too in the apartment. I thought she was gonna leave her. Uh, yeah, that scene was too short. I felt like we were cheated there. I mean, especially with their first time seeing each other in 16 years, it should have been a little bit more emotion. Even if it wasn't from Marvin, it should have been more emotion on Kenya's side. Like, I expected her to fall into his arms and be like, "Yo, I'm so sorry. This is what happened," or whatever. But maybe it's like really be saved. Maybe we haven't seen the last of it. I hope that they don't give us that as their, it just should have been more that we should have saw with that. Marvin leaves. He tells her to listen. You've been gone all this time. Stay gone. And she don't know what to think about it. Um, she's like basically she just wanted a relationship with her daughter, I guess. But I kind of feel what Marvin is saying though. I mean, you coming in on your white horse now. You taking her on shopping trips and buying her dresses and all this, but you know. I've had to figure out the best way I know how to try to raise a teenage girl. So you've left me in a terrible situation. You got to make amends for that other than buying a few dresses. um Rock and Unique are here in Jersey, and they pretty much letting the worker Damon know that listen, there's been a change in plans. um Unique's gonna take over this operation. We appreciate your service. You can stay on and be Unique's lieutenant, or you can kick rocks. And dude, man, like you gonna let him just come up in here and take over? He don't know nothing about how things move here in Jersey or whatever. But she ain't got no choice because she know the
at
agreement that she
all.
made. So she know that she got to give this operation.
And he told her like he told him like, yeah, I wrote the book that you reading from, youngin.
Yep, he did say that. He said, "I wrote the book you read from."
Yep, sure did.
You know what, Bap? That might be true. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we see that Marvin was using his anger management lessons to deal with this situation with you.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because you could tell that
But
Kiana
I
was
mean
waiting
that we
for.
ain't seen.
That's a very
Kenya was
good
waiting
point,
for more
Xavier.
too. You could tell Kenya was waiting for more.
Yeah, because she fully when she opened that door, you could see the look all over her face, like she was expecting them for Marvin to let her have it. Like she was waiting for it. She was waiting for Marvin to just unleash on her and let her have it. Like I've been waiting for this.
Hmm.
I've been waiting 16 years for this. Come on, let me have it. Yeah, she did have that
Yep.
look about her that she was expecting more than what Marvin gave her.
I mean,
I
you
think
can
it's
still see he was talking
yeah.
from a place of hurt though.
Yeah, and maybe that's another reason why he didn't react the way that we expected him to react because he just really don't know how to process all of this. He already having troubles with Juke, and that's heavy on his mind. That's constantly on his mind. Now Kenya's back. He don't know what to think of that. Does this mean we're going to get back together? Does this mean you're going to be back in my life too? What does this mean? Where do we go from here? So I mean, I'm sure it's a very emotional situation that Marvin's got. And then he's got to deal with all this other stuff in the streets. So I'm sure that is a lot for him to take on to process. But you're right, Xavier. Rock is isolating herself from everybody, and we continue to see that each episode. Before she leaves, she tell Unique, "Don't get comfortable. Don't put your feet up on the furniture like you live here. This is temporary. You a guest."
And then he
What do
put them
Unique
butters
do?
right on the
Yeah,
yeah,
I
he put
like
the
that
wheat
though.
timbs right on the table.
Right, he does the opposite.
That man, Unique is hilarious, man. He got
He
like
is so
subtle
funny.
comedic scenes. Yeah.
It be like yeah. Uh, we see Kanan standing outside the station, and finally he got a new coat on. I'm so glad to see he wearing a different coat because that other coat we don't never need to see him wear it again. Your boy across the street, uh, JLJ, your boy across the street. You said that. You've been saying that, and here we
I
go.
said it. I said it in the last episode.
You've been
I'm glad
saying
you
it.
gave me my I'm glad you gave me my props on that. I was like, listen, when him popping up in that scene that we saw in the last episode, just the cop for Marvin, I was like, that is something more to it. It's gonna be something more to it. Now, I thought during that episode, I thought that maybe he was gonna see Kanan later on that day and be like, yo, I recognize son. But we
You've
see
been
him in this
saying
episode. I mean, this episode where he see him and he looked at him like, yeah, this might get out of jail free card right here. Wait till I
it.
sober up and it's out a little bit more believability. I'm out.
You know what? It's so funny you should say that. It is going to be his get out of jail free card because whereas everyone else
Hmm.
have brushed him off, everyone else just say he's a
Burke.
crackhead, high out of his mind.
Burke.
Burke, yep,
Burke.
Burke gonna get him in that
Yep, it's
interrogation
gonna be
room.
Bert.
Yep,
Yep.
and he gonna tell Burke everything
Yeah.
she want to hear, and even what she don't want to
Hmm.
hear. He gonna tell everything
It'll be
he
like
know
I
and
was
don't know.
high, but I recognize
Yep,
I'm almost certain that that was the same guy.
famous
Hmm.
goofy ass is like, oh, I did hard time. I'm so glad I'm out, and I got new material to rap about now. Detective Howard, like, yo, come over here, let me talk to you for a minute, Kane, because this dude's a cornball. He's like, your homeboy is a cornball. He's like, that's just famous. He also lets him know that listen, we still new into this father son thing. I came through clutch for you, get your little boy out of trouble, because we also saw that not only did he get famous out of jail, but he got the drug money back too. So he got pulled.
Hmm.
He got pulled. He got pulled because he got the dope money back. He's like, listen, we still new into this thing, this father son thing, but I'm gonna need you to keep lines of communication open. When we make an appointment to meet up somewhere, don't have me sitting around all day waiting on you. Like he's like, yo, that's
Hmm.
my bad, that's my bad. But really, he kind of played that. He kind of played that close because of what I expected him to say. Yo, I was dealing with mom and this and that. But he just kind of like owned up to it, like, yo, that's my bad. I didn't mean to leave you hanging like that. I got you.
He's still trying to fill things out,
Yeah,
honestly.
he's trying to feel things out too.
I
He gives them a
but
letter or
what was very interesting, the paper.
that's what
Yep.
I'm getting ready to say. Do y'all think that's the DNA test?
I absolutely think that's a DNA test. I
Because
absolutely
he said,
100% think
what's
it's a
this?
DNA test. Now,
He said, what's this?
whether he looks at it, I don't know. But I absolutely 100% think that's the
I
DNA
do
test.
too. I think it's the DNA test.
Because he was like, what's this? He was like,
It'll answer
um,
most of the questions you got left.
it will answer most of the questions you got
Yep,
left.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a
it's
DNA
definitely
test.
a DNA test.
Yeah, I think it's the
But I don't
DNA
know
test.
whether or not Kanan gonna look at it
Or that
or
knowing his
and lose
goofy
it
ass.
or something.
That's what I'm saying. He gonna lay it down somewhere and Rock gonna see it.
I
And
was gonna
what's
say
gonna
you, but you
Hmm.
know how Rock is. He might just leave it in his coat, and when she's cleaning up his room or something,
she gonna
check his
find it.
pockets. Cause you know how Rock is.
Hmm.
She be cleaning up behind him and shit.
I do think he is gonna look at it before she sees it. But I think it's gonna be one of them situations where he's gonna get in his private moment. He's gonna look at it. He's gonna stuff it back in his jacket or stuff it in his backpack. And it's exactly what we've seen before. It's just like what you said, really be. She's gonna be cleaning up, doing his laundry or whatever, and she gonna find it. And that's
If
gonna
he
freak
look
her
at it,
out.
he flips on rock.
Oh yeah, if he looks at it, he gone for real. He all the way gone. He gonna move in
Yeah,
with Palomar.
if he looks at it, if he
He
looks at
gonna
it,
move
he
in
gonna
with
be something
famous.
completely different.
He gonna move in with famous full time.
That's gonna take him. That's gonna take him. So the first lady that you're supposed to trust has been lying to you your whole life. That's
Yep.
gonna take him
And
to a
continues
whole
to
nother
lie to
level.
you. And continues to lie
And
to you. She's been lying to you your whole life and continues to live a lie. So
Hmm.
yeah. Who pulled up and see them off to the side talking? I was like, oh my God. Of all people to see them outside having a conversation together is Bert. And I'm like, God, can y'all please give
nosy
this lady
ass
a case?
Burke.
Can y'all please give this lady
Look at
a
her.
case
Look at
to
her. Nosy
investigate?
as
Look
ever.
at her. Look at her.
Nosy.
I'm like, do you
Mm.
have no other open cases to investigate? I mean, you just get a
That's what I
paycheck.
don't understand. Like I know somebody else got murdered. Like I know you have a case,
Her whole interest in Howard is not telling me the truth.
and I don't
It
even
is none of your
understand why. Like
business.
dude,
What?
he's not even a
Uh,
cop anymore. Like either he's still out on medical or he done retired or something. But it's not like he's on the streets and you got to worry about him having your back. You like, oh, I can't trust him. Like
Yeah, because
he's
y'all not
not
even
even
working
there.
together. Y'all are not even working together right
and I
now.
guess, I guess the biggest question is probably the biggest question everybody got is why it is bother you so much. Like,
It ain't none of your business.
this thing gonna help? Right? Do you think it's gonna help y'all bond more? No. If anything, it's gonna push you closer, further away because he don't want you in his business.
And I get that it's sometimes the truth is a lie, or the fact that he is lying. You know, it is not everyone's place to reveal somebody else's truth.
It
It's
might be best that she don't
that's your
know.
giddy. That's your giddy. That's your burden that's hardest to bear. If you want to live a lie and want to continue a lie, that's on you. But it's not someone else's right or responsibility to reveal your truth. That's just like exposing someone for their sexuality. That's not your
Hmm.
business. That's his business. So I get that Detective Howard is telling a lie, but let's just say he wasn't telling a lie. Let's say he truly didn't remember who shot him. You pressed this ain't none of your business. You putting all this pressure on something that ain't none of your business, which is bringing you into harm's way. You don't know it yet. You think that because you white as pure snow that you can walk around these streets and live above the law and do whatever you want to do, and you new to the force. You this a new partner for you, and all you're doing is making enemies in your wake. So this ain't gonna end well.
Everybody is telling her to leave it alone. Like even
Everybody
her
is
pop said, "Yo," her pop said, "Leave it, leave it alone."
Your
And she's
pops
still
told you to do
digging,
it. Your girlfriend told
the girl you
everybody's telling
laying
you to
with
leave it
telling
and
you to
you
alone.
leave it alone.
still
Mind your
digging.
business. Mind your business. It's a combination of one or two things. And Detective Howard may end up in there's going to be a break. We said this last week too. The same thing that we're saying about Jukebox, ironically, is the same thing that needs to happen with Kanan. We already know that something is going to turn Jukebox against her mother. We got suspicions of
Hmm.
what we think it is. The same thing. Something is going to turn Kanan against Detective Howard. They're not going to have this loving father-son relationship because ultimately we know that Kanan never accepts the fact that his father was one, a cop, two, he never changed his last name to Kanan Howard. He's always been Kanan Stark. He died Kanan Stark. So something's going to flip Kanan against Detective Howard. And I think what's going to happen is Detective Howard is going to put a battery in Kanan's back to use to get rid of Bert. And he going to see that his father ain't shit just like his mama ain't shit. And, he's going to build another jukebox. He's going to be another jukebox where neither one of my parents mean right by me. And he's thinking right now that Detective Howard is his good parent, just like Jukebox is thinking Kenya is her good parent. They're both going to come to the realization that neither one of them have good parents. So we're just waiting to see what that catalyst is for Kanan. But there is going to be a catalyst between Kanan and Detective Howard where Kanan is going to realize that part of what his mama was saying about Detective Howard is true. And I just got two ain't shit parents. Yes, we miss you, Miss Honey. Where are you? We needed you today. I needed you to talk about some things, Miss Honey.
Miss
Yeah, where are you,
Honey.
Miss Honey?
Yeah, where are you, Miss Honey?
Get in here.
He's probably going to end up needing to throw Kanan under the bus in a way to save himself. It's some BAP, I'm telling you. I'm feeling it. It's something that's going to Detective Howard going to do something shady where Katie is concerned and is going to flip it. She is a Blanca Jr. Yep. Pulling up where she's not invited. Yep. So we know that she's going to end up talking to that crackhead and she's going to end up getting more information to further her personal agenda.
Yep.
This scene was very satisfying.
I think that this will happen because Kanan now sees that he can use Howard to his advantage.
This scene was very, very satisfying.
Oh, well, happy birthday
I
to
never
your
was a
mom,
Crown
Miss
fan.
Honey. Happy birthday.
It's Miss Honey's
Happy
birthday?
birthday, Mama Honey.
No, it's her mother's birthday. Miss Sharon says she's
Oh.
celebrating her mom's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your mom, Miss Honey.
Yeah.
So, yes, JOJ, this scene was very satisfying, very gratifying. I felt kind of sorry for Crown.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie. I felt sorry for him just a little bit.
I stood up last night while watching the.
Not a round of applause.
Lord.
Man, I can't stand Crown.
Lulu walks in. He was like, "So, it's bad enough that you was smashing my girl. Now let that ride because I ain't gonna let no bitch get in between business." And what did he say that for? Crown turned around like, "Nigga, you don't know nothing about no business. You don't know how to handle no business. You're a clown out here. You're a clown in these streets. You're a clown in
You
this
nothing
weekend.
but Rock's baby brother. That's what you
You are
always gonna
nothing.
be.
You are nothing but Rock's baby brother." And what the hell did he say that for? Bam.
But why was I think Crown? Why he already defied on you once? He already hemmed you up. What are you talking for? Like at this point, it's go time.
I don't
Like
know
after
how
he
he
said
thought.
what he
Right.
said, it's go time.
Yeah, I don't know how he thought that was going to end.
Yeah,
And you
like
know
you thought
what?
that was gonna be sweet.
He may have could have even redeemed himself. He may have could have even redeemed himself if he would have came at Lou a different way. If he would have stepped to Lou and like, "Yo, my bad. Yo, I know we got a lot of shit going on in between us or whatever. I'm just trying to get my studio back or whatever." He could have maybe cleaned it up where he saved his life, where Lulu didn't unalive him. But when
No,
he
he wanted to
turned
pump his
around and
chest
put
up,
gas on it, when he pumped his chest up, it was like, "Yeah, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing but Rock's baby brother. Bye
which
bye."
is crazy because you didn't know Lulu was a killer.
But the crazy part about it is he said it himself. He told Rock, he said, "Please don't say nothing to him about this because if you do, he gonna kill me." You knew what was gonna happen
Right.
yourself. Man, listen, I would have been trying to flip the room. I would have been trying to flip the room where I would have got on the other side where I would have been able to make my way to the door and out the door.
How can you
Poke his
be in the
chest
studio
out.
of lacking? How can you be in the studio of lacking knowing that you and Lulu got this tension?
But listen, Lulu, Lulu. This is how you know that he reacted on emotion. He may have went there with intentions on killing Crown, but you should have locked the door behind you when you got to the studio. You should have locked the
Mm-hmm.
door behind you and made sure that nobody else was there. And you should have cased the place a little bit. You should do your little recall mission before you did batter up. He
Because it
went
was
in there.
personal.
Yeah, it was personal. He went in
If it
there.
was business, I think he would did a little bit cleaner. But when you reacting off of emotion, you
Exactly.
get
He
sloppy.
punches him out. He falls into the glass table. He break up the table. I just like, damn, Crown, you just keep getting socked, man. Oh, bro, you just keep getting knocked all around. He
It
knocked
was
him so
awesome.
hard down. And the man laying there moaning and groaning and crawling to try to get back up on his feet. And
Knocked
Lulu,
them curls out
this
his
is the
head.
perfect way to make use of good chords. This is a perfect way. Instead of putting the chords in that music that ain't doing nothing for you, this was the perfect way to use those chords. You
Choke
pick
him up
up,
mafia style.
he picked up one of them chords off of that table, and he commenced to choking Crown out for dear life. I mean, he was just that scene looked so real. That scene was
It
very
did.
powerful. It was just, I mean,
And
he
I like
drunk.
the fact that they show how long it takes, because a lot of time on TV shows and movies, they make it seem like it's easy. It is not easy to strangle somebody. It is a long process.
I
It ain't.
said that too. I said that. I said, well, dang, because the last season when we saw
Hold
Ghost,
on, really be. Hold on, really
last
be.
last
Sound
season
like you
when
done
we
did that
saw
a couple
Ghost
times.
kill Jason
Huh?
Mitchell,
Sound
last
like you done choked out a couple people.
I'm just
right,
saying. I be
You
reading
like it
books.
really takes a really long time. Like you did timed yourself choking out somebody really be.
I be
I
reading
don't
books.
know. I got some concerns. We'll talk about that off camera.
right. You can't talk mess when you getting choked, and if he tried. He was gasping for air and everything. Lulu gave me that old feeling back. Xavier says, I don't know why Lulu got mad. Crown was right. All he ever will be is Rock little brother if he don't stop being a bitch boy.
Wow.
He turned his back on Lulu.
Man, that is mean, Xavier.
You know, Xavier is just cruel.
He's cruel.
He is
You
very
know
cruel.
how about that? You know how Xavier is.
Gosh,
Yeah, he is cruel.
heartless. He choked this boy to death. I mean, but I feel like in Power when Ghost killed Jason Message with his shoestring, it happened much quicker. It happened in the elevator. The time it took for them to ride from the elevator to the top floor.
Right.
But Lulu drug this man all over the studio. I mean, he drug him from table to table, wall to wall. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
teared up the studio. That boy was fighting for his life. That boy was fighting for dear life.
Didn't he have on the D Brown pumps?
Yeah, he did with a feline jumps tracksuit. I was like,
Yeah, I was kind of
Really?
concerned. I was like,
Fe-
man, he
That's
could
what.
have threw
That's what
feline
we.
must have been the whatchamacallit for
he
this
could have threw on
because
the dope man feelers. He threw
yeah,
on the dope man feelers
that's
and
what
with
I was
that
thinking.
outfit. It's
That outfit.
perfect.
Yeah, he had on wrong shoes with that.
Really, that's what we thinking about. That's
Yeah,
what we. That's what we thinking about. Okay.
Well,
that's what
but
I
we
saw.
also thinking about how Crown is trying to gas for air. That man fighting for his life. He tried to, fight back a little bit. He tried to fight back. I mean, he didn't go out like no punk. He tried to fight back. I mean, he tried to get Lulu up off of him, at least for him to loosen that grip a little bit for him to breathe. But Lulu held on to dear life. He held on like he was riding a horse.
It was something that had to happen, man, because first of all, but he can't kill Rock, so he can't kill like all the people that's coming at him. He can't really handle that. Guess what's the easier outlet for him to go to? It's definitely Crown. It's way beyond Jessica. It is way beyond what Crown did. It's
Yep.
everything. It was a combination of everything. And it
And
was
all
just
the
a
poking,
build.
is all the nitpicking, and
Yeah.
poking. You sold the equipment. You went around and you told Juke about Ziza in the song. You smashed
Hmm.
my girlfriend. It's just like you just doing all this kind of stuff to
Yeah,
undermine.
he deserved that.
Yeah, he deserved it. He deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved every bit of it. I ain't never like him. I ain't like him from the first episode. I thought he was a sucker then. I think he was a sucker dead.
Yep. And we see Crown take his last breath. And we won't see Mr. Versace, I'll be sure, no more. He's up out of
Made
her.
light skinned dudes look bad.
And Lulu went and checked, make sure he was gone. And
Well,
fake ass,
he is Mr. I'll be sure for real. So
yeah, I know. And
Yeah, I know.
fake ass Aaliyah shows up. I'm talking about what we gonna do with him now. We not gonna do anything with him. You better be turning around and walking back out the door like you ain't seen nothing, because you might be the next
okay.
victim. But this is the wrong person for him to be in debt to right now. This is the wrong person for her to be in debt to, because I feel like this gonna come back to haunt him if he don't deal with her. He can't deal with her because of Cartier, so we know that he can't unalive her. But I feel like she's gonna extort him with the music behind this.
I
So
think she
Lulu,
wanted different. I think she wanted a different place with him. I think that might be part of it, but I also think like she wants a different. She wants something else from him more than just the music. And it could just be Cartier pulling the strings behind that.
What pulls my teeth? We know what types of men really be used to date, allegedly. Oh, I'm gonna get into
Don't do that.
Hey.
She seems to know way too much. She seems to know way too much about running a criminal organization,
about choking somebody out
and drug dealing and product
cords.
moving and all that too. Don't forget about that. Listen, I'm listening.
It is not like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, according to her and Miss Honey, they was dating drug dealers back in the 70s.
Yeah. So
first of all, how old
you about to get slaughtered, JOJ. You about to get slaughtered. Run!
Really?
He ran away for real.
How do you think I am, sir?
He ran away for real. They gonna beat your ass, David. They gonna beat your ass. We better hope Miss Honey not still in here. They gonna get you.
How about some damn 70s?
Ziza was putting. He told Miss Really B said she gonna tell on you too. She about to text Miss Honey. Ziza was putting herself in something she ain't ready for. Exactly, Miss Sharon. Ziza was getting herself in something that she ain't ready to be part of this life.
And what pulls my teeth? Y'all gonna stop listening. I was always
Xavier got something to say too. Really
what
B
was Xavier say?
That's probably true.
Really
B type to be out of the corner.
With her face. With her North Face while her boyfriend was slugging.
No.
Bamboo earrings.
Really be bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair.
No, listen, let me explain something.
So you are around the way, girl, really be?
Hold on. Let me explain something. If I dated drug dealers, I did not date no corner boys.
You did top of the top. You went straight to
David, you are in trouble. You are in trouble.
What happened? What I do?
Here comes Miss Honey. You in trouble.
Oh, snap.
See?
I knew she was still on. You ran away again. Listen, really be you around the way, girl?
I haven't said nothing. I just said if I was dating a drug dealer, I'm not dating no corner boy.
I'm just going off what Xavier said. Xavier said you will probably be out of the corner with your North Face on. And
I just told you, did I just responded to what Xavier said.
I know, but I'm just thinking back when we were in King of Prussia and you bought that puffy jacket and just kind of remind me of a North Face.
First of all, I didn't buy a puffy jacket in King of Prussia. You bought a puffy jacket in King of Prussia. I didn't buy a jacket.
That sure do look like one of them North Face type jackets too. Now that you say that, Xavier, so you might have some truth to that, Xavier.
But you bought the coat. I didn't buy the coat. You bought 2 coats, as a matter of fact.
You ended up buying one though, so don't go there.
But I didn't buy it in King of Prussia.
All right, Miss Honey, you up in the building? What's up?
See?
Let's go, Miss Honey. How you doing today? Happy birthday to your mom.
Happy birthday, Mom, Miss Honey. Mother, Miss Honey.
Don't be trying to happy birthday now.
Bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. Yeah, Miss Sharon. Really be was around
bad attitude.
Really be still true to the game. She still ain't stitching.
I'm telling you, really be a gangster. She probably used to run numbers back in the day. She a gangster. I see it.
Keep It Q says Aaliyah Michael Jackson rolls up with Pimp Daddy Cartier, so she may be into some things. You know what? She might be into some things too. While we think she might not be about their life, she might be into Michael Jackson. Because that episode where Jukebox rolled up on her outside house, she was dressed like Michael Jackson in that episode. So that's why we call Michael Jackson / Aaliyah. Yeah. I don't know. She look like she might be into some things for real.
She might be.
I mean, I don't know. I know that Lulu can't take her out. I know that Lulu's not gonna be able to take her out because of her connection to Cartier. But I do feel as though she's going to blackmail, extort. She's going to use this information about Lulu getting rid of Crown to her advantage. I don't know exactly what's going to end up happening. I don't know.
I was about to say, but what's the upper hand? Like Lulu don't have any money. Lulu is not producing any hits.
That song on her radio. To put that pressure on Lulu to get that whack ass song on the radio.
But not only that, but why wouldn't she take? Like I could see her taking that information back to Crown and Crown using it as leverage to get the studio. I mean, not Crown. I mean, Cartier. To get the
Crown dead as fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Now
that.
that might be the move.
That could be.
That might be the move. Miss Honey, are you with us? I think Miss Honey must be having some mic problems because she got
It
to here
ain't
to get
just
on your
me.
ass. She got to here to get on your ass, JOJ.
She know I. Y'all
Talk
know I
about the
love y'all.
damn
Y'all know I'm just playing. Y'all know I
1970s.
love you. Y'all know I love you. You know
1970s your
I'm the
ass.
I'm the baby over here right now. So I gotta
Whatever.
you know.
Whatever.
Yeah, but it
I'm the
also
young
it
gun.
also it also shows Lulu moving a little sloppy because Lulu usually don't leave no loose ends like this, and this is a loose end, which goes back to what I was
Right.
saying that he should have made
Because
sure that
his
studio
emotion.
was secure. It was
Can
he
you guys
reacted.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, Miss
Oh, honey,
Honey.
I'm just talking up a blue streak. I sang Around the Way Girl and everything.
Dang, I missed around the way, girl. And that's
Sorry.
yep.
How are you
Well,
guys doing? I'm
we're doing
sorry I
good.
missed you guys this week. You know, it's my mom's birthday. So, um, but
Well,
yeah, that Lulu scene with Crown was so intense, right?
I
yeah.
love it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more. I was like, now smash
You
his
wasn't
head
talking about
open.
boy. Jesus Christ, Miss Honey, you brutal.
Yeah, just beat his head in.
Jesus Christ, you brutal. You brutal as ever.
I
I don't
mean,
think I don't know if like so when we say Lulu can well she'll run to Cartier and expose what Lulu just did. Like how does that benefit Cartier? What are you gonna say? Hey, either give
She
me
wants
the
that
studio
studio.
or I'm
It's
She
gonna
wants that
tell.
extortion.
studio.
It's extortion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
oh my gosh. I know y'all talked about it already, but when Cartier wielded the pimp hand,
Well, go ahead and talk to us about it, Miss Honey. Go ahead and tell us what your thoughts on the
what did I
episode.
tell you? We won't know who he is really until we see him angry.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
talked about that.
Pimp hand strong.
It's
And
Pip Hampton
somebody,
real strong.
he hit that guy for interrupting him. I thought he hit him because he put his hand on his shoulder, like, hey man, I'm gonna need that help. When he lifted that hand up and took him to the moon, I said to myself, "Ooh, okay,
It,
Rock, you might
it
want to
was
be
quick
careful."
too.
It was
That's what I'm
quick.
saying. It was quick too.
But
Like
then the
he's done this
psychotic part
before.
was when he dapped him up afterwards. My man, thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, here go $100
Right.
tip. Yeah, here go $100 tip. Sociopath.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think he's a sociopath.
It did
Yeah,
come
I
most
do. I
across.
think you're
definitely.
right.
It did come
And
across a
and
little
he
slow.
has to, he could get that studio from Lulu. If
Yep.
he's
That's
not careful, he's gonna squeeze that studio out of Lulu. And
That's what
Zisa,
we
I'm
just
telling you, if
said.
Zisa knows about Crown, Cartier's gonna know about Crown.
Oh my God, Miss Honey, we just literally
That's what you
said
just
that, and
said.
that's
Yep, that's
exactly
what
what I
you
just
just said.
said.
Yeah, Cartier's gonna know about it too.
oh,
Yep,
that's
that's what I
exactly what's
just
gonna happen.
said.
I
Lulu's
still was
now.
proud of Lou, but I thought he was just moved just a little bit smarter than what he did. But it
Yeah.
was a crime of passion, really.
Because I'm about to say that was emotion. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
emotion.
think it through because I think he had every intention of killing Crown, but just not in that moment. I think he was just going to
Hmm.
confront Crown and basically let him know, nigga, you dead. I'm gonna get you when you ain't looking. But when he wasn't expecting Crown to snap at him, he wasn't expecting that. He wasn't expecting Crown to be like, "You are a clown. You ain't shit." Like,
Yeah,
he wasn't ready for that.
And
you
then
will
when he
Right?
forever
turned his
be
back,
Rock's
I
baby
think that was
brother.
the straw. I think that was the straw when he turned his back on him. He grabbed that
I think
ox
that was
cord.
stupid.
Oh,
No, he didn't turn his
oh,
back. He knocked him out.
I think the
He
straw. I think the straw was when he said, "You will forever be Rock's baby brother."
Yeah, that was it. When he punched him, he already made his mind up. Then I'm gonna kill you right now. I'm about to
Yeah,
let you walk up out of here. But when you made that little comment, that
that's
was
why I
I
don't know
never
why
seen
Crown wasn't
Crown
on
have
alert.
that those kind of balls, and he didn't have his gun. I thought for sure he was gonna pull his gun out and shoot Lou, and we wasn't gonna be sure who got shot or something. I don't know. The way he was playing it so strong, Crown. I thought Crown had an ace in the hole.
yep. Well,
Yeah, I did too. I was
Yo,
like, dude,
Xavier
how did
cannot
you think that
stand
was gonna
Lulu.
end? Like, how did you think that was gonna end, sir?
That's what I was saying. Like, why you wasn't on high alert? Like, you already knew that Lulu was coming to the studio. Why you
like
wasn't on high? Like, you should have been recording and mixing with, what I'm saying, with the blicky in your hand.
But
or
he
better
didn't
yet,
know.
you
But
should
he
have been
didn't know
laying
that
low for a
Lou.
little while. He should have
Right,
been laying low for a little
but
while.
remember, he didn't know that Rock was gonna snitch on him. Because remember, they had already had the confrontation in the parking lot, and then
Right.
Yep,
And he
yep.
pulled the
so
gun,
he didn't
but he
know,
still
right?
pulled the gun though.
Right, but what I'm saying is, but Lou hadn't killed him. I think he just thought that they was moving on. I don't think the fact that when he found out that Rock had snitched, that's when he knew. Oh well, I'm dead. Like that's when he
Yep.
knew.
Yep. Because you even see him come to that realization. He came
Yeah,
to
but
that.
even through those shades, you can see his eyes get wide.
Yep.
Like she told you that?
Yep.
Oh no. When he turned his
Exactly.
back, like it's gonna be, he had to have been high because he turned his back like it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and it was what it was. What y'all think about Rock telling Lou? She didn't really seem like she was pissed off. The only reason she got involved in the conversation about what he did to jumping on Jude, it seems like the only reason she got into it was because that was the catalyst to causing Kenya for her to go find Kenya. We,
I
Yeah.
think there was a great conversation they needed to have, like on camera, because we was under the assumption they had it away from the camera. So when
Or,
they brought it up
or at
to
the
when they
very
brought it
least,
in
we were
light,
wondering why Rock hadn't said anything about it all this time. Juke is living with her.
right?
We know why Juke was living with her, but we didn't see Rock, you know, uh, dealing with that. We would have expected Rock to have dealt with that episode one. Like, yo, Marvin, why you put your hands on your daughter? So that was something that we've been
And
waiting
Rock said herself that she basically helped raise Juke. So this is like
yeah,
you
but did
put your
she speak
hands.
up on Juke's behalf because it caused Kenya to come back? Would she ever have spoken on it? Because it didn't seem like really anybody
I think
was
that's parts
concerned
of it.
about.
true,
So
true.
that said a
I think
lot
that's
to me.
parts
I
of
was
it.
like, the way she said it was like, I wouldn't even brought this up, but because you jumped on Juke, that caused her to go look for
That's
her
parts of it
mama, and
because the
you
rest of
brought
the way
Kenya
Rock
back
moved,
here. She's more
Rock
upset about
retains
Kenya being back
Rock
than anybody.
Rock retains the information, and she loads that clip up until it's the perfect time to pull the trigger. She get the information, then she's like, "All right, now is the time to pull the trigger."
I do agree, Miss Honey. I do think there was a motive with that. I do feel like there was retaliation, so to speak. That if Juke had not been going to look for Kenya, if she hadn't found Kenya, I don't necessarily think that it would have been a conversation her and Marvin would have had. I think
I
that
don't think so.
I think she's blaming Marvin, and like basically she's saying in so many words, because of you,
Now
now
we got this
Kenya.
itch back around here again,
Hmm.
and we don't need her around here.
Exactly. That's
She's a
exactly.
problem for the family.
And even when Marvin went to confront Kenya, which my heart went really out to Marvin because I realized in that moment he has no idea everything that's going on that went on into her leaving. He was very
Mm-mm.
upset about her leaving. He seemed like he really cared about her initially. He really cared
That's
about
what I
her.
said.
He seems very saddened by it, very upset. But even that look on her face, like you have no idea. You have no
Yep.
idea. You
Yep.
have no idea. I had to get out, or I was gonna be joining Crown.
Okay. And that's exactly what I told you that, but I told y'all that from the beginning. That because I don't believe nothing that come out of Rock's mouth anymore. So now Rock got a story.
Nothing.
Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe
But
that.
Nope.
I
you
don't
know
believe
what?
it.
They're showing us that they're doing a very good job of showing us that Rock cannot be trusted with anything.
Very
I'm
good job.
anything. I mean, any conversation that she has with anyone, the lie alert goes off.
I just want to see how deep it goes between her and Unique because to me, Unique playing her out kind of stupid, and she's allowing that to go on. That's
I'm
crazy
frustrated
to
about
me
it
that
too.
she's continuing to
She ain't
allow
have no
him to
choice right
breathe
now.
air.
She don't have a choice
Especially
right
when
now.
we see her deal with other situations that are far less of a threat to her. We see her deal with those situations immediately. We
Yeah,
see her deal with any other type of resistance or threat or any type of anything that gets in the way of her doing business. We see her deal with that front and center. But the
yeah,
fact
because they don't have any fear. They don't have any fear of her. They just don't think Rock is going to be that ruthless. Warrell, he's not afraid of her, as afraid as he should be. But if she had a took one of Unique's hands for taking her money, if she had a took one of his hands
or an eye,
or an eye or a kidney, whatever, you know what I'm saying, remove some part or organ from him, that would have humbled him down a little bit. But because she didn't slap that wild dog on his snout when she initially had the opportunity, it just seems like it's out of control. Like for him to weasel in and get one of her to be the commander over one of her stash houses, one of her supply houses. That's crazy. That's crazy. I hope she
But
got
Didn't
a
have a choice.
plan, but I think her plan involves Cartier.
nah, I think it may end up resulting in Cartier dealing with it for her. But it almost seems like Cartier doesn't want to get involved with her little street beef with Unique. He's just there to see what he can collect. He just see what he can pick up the pieces on. Because it's
I
very
mean, but he's giving her some good information to think about.
yeah, I
The
think
minute he had told me about Maryland and Baltimore, and all of that, I'd have pulled my business out of the Jersey,
yep.
and I'd have moved it to Baltimore. I'd have moved Unique to Baltimore.
He's there to pick up the pieces is what's going to happen. But I think where she's going to end up getting some help from is going to be them Colombians. I think she's going to have to go to Julia's people and let Julia people know that she needs some help because she
Well,
ain't got
she
no
might
rope.
want to take care of Juliana. Then she might want to take care of her because right
And you
now,
see that with the Italians. You see that with the Italians. When they rode up on her, they showed up 3 cars deep. They all came in one car.
yeah. But
That's
see,
because they
the
the
Italians
mob.
really owe her. I don't understand why she's treating Unique like he owe her more than the Italians do because they're saying, "Oh, we're sorry. We weren't trying to kill your kid." Like that's not something. Okay, so that means they owe you too. They owe you too. I just didn't like the way it was handled. But I'm thinking like really B has said she's ultimately got a plan. Either she working with Unique or she knows
Xavier
she's
just gave us
she's fully on to Unique or something. I don't know.
Xavier just gave us a good theory because it goes back to what my question is: why aren't we seeing her deal with Unique? We spent all of last season watching Rock come up with a plan to deal with Unique.
To get
We
rid of Unique.
to get rid of Unique. That was
And
her.
now she act like she just don't know how to do it. She just has
Now
no
she acts
idea.
like he's no threat to her
Yeah, I
whatsoever.
don't get it. I don't get it. I really
When
don't
you
get it. And then it's the way he carried himself, the way he spent a good 10 minutes on Lou. That's what it felt like. I know it was shorter than that, but he spent all that time on Lou and they just all stood around and watched him just basically drag Lou. I
yep.
was like, y'all ain't pulling no guns. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all seeming they just coming across real simpish.
That's what I was saying. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that we spent an entire season watching Rock deal with a looming threat of Unique. Unique's got to be out of the way. In order for me to be on top, I got to get rid of Unique. We saw her try to do any and everything she can to usurp Unique. And now all of a sudden this season, he's no longer a threat. He's done out here in these streets. No, he's not. This man is still posing a threat to your organization. He's still showing you that he can touch you anytime he wants. He'll stole your money. And you just
his
you
his demeanor says bump you, and the horse you rode in on. He has no respect for Rock, even in the midst of the fact that you took her money. Like you don't find her to be threatening at all.
yep. So Xavier's theory is, and it's a good one. What if Rock is planning on leaving the game in New York and setting Unique up to take the fall? Maybe that's her end game. Maybe that's her long game. Maybe
I
her
don't know that take a lot of planning, and I don't know if Rock got that in her. Number one, she's I could see the enemies line, just being lined up against her. Like she's gonna have very little family on her side, let alone outside help.
but
Once
ultimately,
Marvin finds out what's
I kind
going
of agree
on,
with that too, Bap. Ultimately, maybe she needs Unique right now because her organization is not as strong as she think it is. She got no soldiers. She's trying to groom her 15-year-old son to be muscle and a general in the streets. She don't got no shooters. She don't got no muscle.
I
She
want to know who Paloma belonged to, Palomar, whatever her name is. I want to know
we
who
talked
she
about that
belonged to.
too. We talked about that too.
Her
We
creep,
feel
she's
like
a creepy so and so.
there's a few
Mm-hmm.
theories on Palomar that we talked about today. The first theory is we feel like maybe her and Rock got some history, and maybe she's trying to get Kanan. Maybe she's trying to bag Kanan to try to get back at Rock. The second theory is she just might be a hustler's hoe, as really be like to call them, and she just running around with all whoever the big game is in town to try to get some money. She might be running like a mother daughter con game where she's trying to shake down the hustlers in the neighborhood or whatever. And then my theory is I feel like maybe she tried to get pregnant by Kanan so she could be taken care of by Rock now. She's got a bigger motive. It's more than her wanting to sleep with a 15-year-old boy. She
Oh,
wants.
it was so creepy. It
She
was
wants
so
more than that.
creepy.
She got an end game,
It
and we
was
have.
so creepy. It was
So let
gross.
me say this because I gotta get ready to go. I would say this: I do not believe that Rock doesn't have a plan for Unique. Remember last season we felt like Rock was letting Unique get away with everything until we saw the setup at the end with the shooting. Remember, even when Lulu stole the jacket, we were like, "Why is he stealing this man's jacket? What was that about?" So I don't, because I believe that Rock figured it out before she let us know she figured it out. But I don't think at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and also too, part of it is her ego. Like what you said, when once Cartier told her that he does his business out of town, you're right. She should have been like, well, shit, put me on, and she should have left the jersey thing alone. But now it's her ego, because like she
Yep,
said at the beginning, if it looked like we ran, then that's gonna put all of our business in jeopardy. So she's got to look like she's going along and she's working with the Italians, so she don't lose face. But I don't think that for a minute. What I think she's gonna set Unique up and make it look like he's stealing from the Italians. Somehow I think she's setting Unique up so that his relationship with the Italians falls through. Because remember, if she touches Unique now, she got to deal with the Italians.
that's
But
true.
if she fucks up his relationship with the Italians, then she can kind of be like, yo, he was never my boy. Remember, you put him in charge. I didn't want him in charge. And I feel like she could walk away. So that I really feel like there's a plan. I just don't think we know it yet. Because like last year, we didn't know what the plan was. But I don't believe for a minute that Rock didn't figure this out before we knew she figured it out. I just think that at that point she didn't know how to. She knew that he sort of had her in a corner, and she had to play to figure out what his end game was. And now that she knows what the end game is, now she can counter move.
Great
But
point.
Yeah, she
because
whatever her plan is, it's got to end up with Unique being dead.
right,
Otherwise,
but
it's
but
it's it's
because
over.
right, but because she know Marvin ain't good, he's not the thinker, and because she can't rely on Lulu. See, Lulu was her bounce. Let me bounce this idea off of you, person. That's who Lulu was. That's why. That's what
Right,
she's missing, and
right.
and that's why this whole thing with Lulu is hurting her so bad because
She ain't
Lulu
got
was
that
her
no more.
right.
Yep,
Lulu was her brain. Like when he was the person she could bounce ideas off of. Marvin is the muscle. She can't rely on Marvin to think nothing through. But if she tell Marvin what to do, she know Marvin know how to. Now he might not always handle it the way she want him to, but if she say, "Yo, dude, gotta go," yeah, he might put the body inside of the wall and not think that the body gonna rot. I don't know, but he gonna handle it. You know what I'm saying? So
They're all
I
really
think that's
super
what it is.
inexperienced. Like they still have that corner boy mentality. Even Lou could have really parlayed both of those. I mean, the music industry was basically built off of the drug game in
It
one way or
absolutely was.
another.
And that's what I thought
So
they were doing with that last season because that is so true. Like most of the record labels that came out of the 90s was backed with drug money. So I
yeah,
don't know. I really thought that's what they were going to do with that. I really thought they was going to turn Lou into a big time producer, and I thought they was going to wash the money through his studio. I really
and
thought
hmm
they
that's what they
still
were going to
made,
do.
and they still made. Now that Lulu has a studio completely to itself, that may be something we see explored later on down the line.
Maybe, but I feel like they
well,
fumbled that. That's just
we're
me.
gonna
I feel like
see.
they fumbled that.
We're gonna see. We're
All
gonna
right,
see
y'all. I
what
gotta
y'all.
go.
All right,
Okay,
guys, well, we're
really.
gonna go ahead and wrap up
Night,
this
night.
week. We'll go ahead and wrap up this week since really B left us early and we wasn't able to do the what is it?
Lipstick and laces.
Lipstick and laces for today. We'll say that for next week. But we appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us. We really enjoy the chat. You guys are awesome as usual. Please like, comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we will see you guys next week.
See you guys.